Welcome to VR for the Win. You are watching us live on Alienware TV. This will be VOD a little bit later after our interview, but today we actually have some really special guests in studio with us. We have the team from Survios with us. Survios has made great VR games. You might be familiar with them, Raw Data, Sprint Vector, which we actually had used in our VR Cup last year, which was really awesome. And they're here to talk about Electronauts and Creed, which is coming out. And we actually have
Creed,
Lauren.
Not coming out, it's out.
Oh, it is
Creed
out.
Rise to Glory came out
It is
September 25th.
I've been like anticipating this. When is it out? So it is out. We have Lauren, their community manager, to join us. And we also have, you're looking on screen right now, we've got actually Nate, one of the co-founders of Survios, and playing with our guest here, Nelson. His last name, Nelson, from the XPS team, who happened to just be in the studio and it's like, hey, I love Survios and Electronauts and music, and just jumped on with us. So we're having a party here at the studio.
Seriously.
And in the background, we've got Anna Marie here running production. So she is in the background and she gives our thumbs up. So I want to take this opportunity to thank you guys for joining us. They flew all the way from California for this interview and to join us and to celebrate all of their latest gears and games.
Well, thank you so much for having us. This is so cool to be here to talk about this. And Electronauts was such a passion project for Nate because he really believes in the power of electronic music and in VR for being. That's actually, I'll just cut backwards. Like, Survios just believes in the power of VR to unleash your creative potential.
I'm gonna switch up
That is Nate in the background.
If you can hear them, they're doing co-op Electronauts right now. And so Nate's kind of walking Nelson through how to do it. And it's really cool because Nelson is a DJ. So it's really fun to watch someone who has that musical experience get into it for one of the first times and go, wow, this is amazing, and just instantly get to it, start moving it around and playing with it. It's so fun to watch.
That is awesome. So I think you have a huge community base.
Yeah, we do. We have an amazing, so Survios itself has just grown from this, like, when I started, I think there were like 30 people there, and now we have over 100, and that's just alone in and of itself. But just watching our community grow from this tiny bubble of super dedicated, devoted people that were just waiting with bated breath for raw data when it was an early access period, to people that are just like, I auto buy a Survios tile because I know it's going to be good. And we also have just every player I talk to, every person I meet is amazing. Like, the VR community as a whole is just an unbelievably cool group of people.
There's a certain underlining understanding if you're in that community, I think, because it's just so new. It's this new innovation technology, and it's like there's a certain, I feel, when I'm talking to devs, there's a certain code of like, yeah, you're developing in VR. Like, it's kind of like a,
Oh, absolutely. It's a total fist. It's a total fist bump. Like, we all the developers support each other. Like, whenever another developer we really admire comes out with a game, we always make a point of congratulating them. Like, we have so many VR games in our studio library. Like, we all make a point of playing them. Like, we're all in this together, and we're all trying to make this magical new medium happen and really unlock its potential together. And we love cheering on each other's successes and just going, whoa, how did you do that? Like, that's amazing. And it's the same way with the players, because you get this really interesting overlap between early adopters of technology and gamers. And it's been really cool seeing how those two overlap, because you have people that are just really into technology but not so much into the gaming end of it, discovering just the cool feeling of immersion and actually literally being in the game. And that's where something like Electronauts is amazing, because it's not a game. It's just get in and have fun and relax and discover what you can do. And I admit being a little hesitant about it because I wasn't sure how it was going to be received. And I've had people that were like hardcore raw data, Sprint Vector, like
some of our type of game. Right?
And so they go in and they're like, this is my chill game. Like, I play this every day because this is just so fun to go in and just wind down. Like, pick a song and just don't worry about it and just get into the groove.
That is good. Well, I think I want to talk to Nate.
We want to get Nate out at some point.
I know he's like super into.
But I'll just go ahead and say, like, if you play VR, if you're looking for other people with whom to play VR, especially with multiplayer games like Raw Data and Sprint Vector, well, all of our games are multiplayer. On Vive, Oculus, and PSVR, we have an amazing Discord community. Discord.gg/Survios. We have over 2,000 active members. They are always in there looking for people to play with, sharing tips, sharing videos. Like, it's an incredibly supportive community, and it's just been beautiful to watch it grow.
What's your favorite so far out of all the titles that Survios put out?
It's so hard. Like, I love Raw Data because I was there for the beginning. It's the baby. I really like Creed though. There's just something, and that's not, and also that's not a diss on Electronauts. Electronauts is amazing, but there's just something so viscerally satisfying about being able to just to actually punch and have it connect and have it actually resonate. It's like I could never imagine playing a boxing game sitting on a couch with a controller, but being able to actually stand there and go yes.
It's a physical game for sure.
I like that though. I like the physicality of VR because as I've been a lifelong gamer, and the passivity of it has always been a little bit of a problem for me. So VR has just opened up this whole new possibility for active gaming. And I was just at the VR League finals in San Jose.
Right, with Oculus.
Yeah, and watching those Echo Arena players. Oh my God, it was so amazing.
Kind of intense.
Yeah,
I get really into it.
Well, and of course we had our Sprint Vector players there too, and those people are unbelievable.
Yes. Well, I remember the Sprint Vector tournament that we had last year for our VR.
Oh my God,
yeah. Playing on stage, and the guys were just like really into it, and the shoutcaster was awesome, like building up excitement as to like the final run, making it at the end. So it was
we had Nikki and Poonanners from the Alienware Cup were at the VR League finals, and it was so much fun.
I thought it was groove first. I was gonna go intro groove and then drop. Oh, gotcha.
Shall we go try to drag Nate out of there?
Let's tap him.
Nate, you have to talk about company stuff now.
We have a new version coming out with a much better filter.
We need to tap out.
He's clearly having too much
Shall
fun.
I make space on the bench?
Yes.
All right. Nelson's having a great time, so we should probably just leave him in there jamming away for the
I don't
moment.
know why I don't have a VR set.
You heard it here, Electronauts, the reason to get a VR headset.
We're gonna have Nate join us.
So as I said, like Electronauts is Nate's passion project, and we really this is something we wanted to get off the ground for a long time at Survios, and having it out is just so freaking exciting.
Well, welcome, Nate.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome to our stream. I know you were jamming in there, so that was pretty cool. I mean,
it's very.
You're now back.
Yeah, it's like so immersive just to be in there. I guess it was very. I'm still still processing it.
Well, that's your baby. I know.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
You've got the nice Oculus mask
face.
right now.
VR face here. It's okay. It's gonna happen. So take a step back, right? Now that we have you here. Survios has been around for quite some time, like actually a fairly young company. And you guys have done so many things in that short amount of time.
Yeah, we're about 5 years old.
Yeah, 5 years old.
Over 5.
That's like my daughter, just 6. So it's like amazing like growth.
Yeah, almost in the first grade in kindergarten.
Yeah, but you guys have done amazing things, definitely beyond first grade. So, with Raw Data, that's kind of the first game that you came up with. What was the thought behind Raw Data?
Raw data is kind of like our.
Data. How do you
I
guys say it?
I say data.
data.
I think it's a dialect
data?
thing.
Yeah,
I
think
where you're from.
The EU people say data, we say data.
Data. Okay.
Yeah, I'm from Philadelphia originally, so data. But I mean, Raw Data is like our, our dream project, our kind of flagship title. We originally the genesis of it, from the standpoint of like kind of choosing it, I guess, is based on our just love of sci-fi and our passion for really making a active combat first-person shooter. But it also grew out of us doing Zombies on the Holodeck originally, and wanted to take a lot of those mechanics and make a bigger game, and a game that was a little bit less one note than that was, but something that could do both horror and action and suspense and science fiction, all these different things. So we really wanted to build that ultimate universe inspired by Blade Runner and all those kinds of great pieces of science fiction. Yeah, so that was Raw Data was just kind of like our massive, just like brainchild, like kind of first.
This seems to be a good
project.
idea. I think
we all love sci-fi. We're all nerds. We're all geeks. Like, let's just make our dream sci-fi cyberpunk universe in VR.
How's the dynamic of playing like co-op or 1v1 or like with Raw Data? Like, was that challenging as far as developing that and making that work?
I would say it was challenging technically for sure, but really from a design standpoint, we had designed for that from the beginning, because that was so much a part of all the other development that we'd done previously with as Project Holodeck and all those kinds of things that we developed. That was kind of always, co-op was always a element of those games, right? So Wild Skies, Zombies on the Holodeck, the idea was to be there with somebody else. So from the get-go, that actually made co-op pretty easy conceptually, at least in Raw Data.
Yeah. Well, playing with someone is more fun, right? I mean, just challenging and...
Well, imagine being in a world by yourself, right?
Yeah.
If you know another
it's
person.
Kind of lonely.
Well, yeah, especially in VR, because VR with the headset on and the headphones on can feel so isolating. So having that other person there with you just humanizes the whole experience and just brings it. That's excuse me. That's why I feel like it's so important to have multiplayer and co-op in there.
Right.
Yeah. Sharing that experience is what makes it human.
Exactly.
That's Crazy. And so that led into Sprint Vector. How did Sprint Vector come about? Because that's like a totally different type of genre game experience. Like
it started with a challenge, I guess you could say. We didn't have we had to develop teleporting for raw data, but we always wanted to be able to move in kind of a more natural and granular way through the environment. So our biggest challenge was how do we solve locomotion, and a lot of people didn't want locomotion in the games. They didn't want people to move around because there was like the whole kind of like early like people were worried about being nauseous kind of thing,
right.
which doesn't really matter as much anymore, but it used to kind of matter a lot back then. And so the idea is if we could make a system where you could run around and go super fast speeds and jump and fly, do all these things without nausea, it was a major kind of research goal of ours basically. And then the demo to be able to do that turned into Sprint Vector. It was basically a combination of that and then this game called, I'll call it game, but it's like tech demo called Obstacle Course that Alex Silkin, our CTO, and then Reed Casey, one of our 3D artists, used to be at the company, those two guys worked on this prototype. Excuse me, it was an amazing prototype. It was basically, this full thing where you could like climb massive structures and go across zip lines and do all these really neat things. So we basically combined that with the locomotion stuff that we wanted to do, and Sprint Vector was like birthed out of that.
Yeah, actually, like the climbing mechanic they developed for that obstacle course game is what they basically took this and turned it into this to make it Sprint Vector.
Right.
And and they actually kept the climbing mechanics in the game. If you go up a wall or up a grip stream, that's the original one.
Right, the game.
Oh, it is absolutely.
Yeah. We turned it into kind of like a VR Mario Kart, and we really wanted to make something that was a proper esport that was super competitive that you could actually challenge someone in and actually want to beat their time or be a foot ahead of them when you win the race, right?
Yep.
But it also took on this whole other life as being a speedrunner. So that's why we ended up, because the community wanted it, we ended up putting in like what we call pure leaderboards for people that just want to run solo with no items, no power-ups, none of the special stuff, just because they want to see how fast they can get through the courses.
Right.
By themselves on pure talent, and that's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about how that game was part of our VR Cup last year, and how people were wearing headbands and sweatbands because you do end up getting very physical with the game.
You get wet.
And so the faster you are, right, the better you are at the game. So that was pretty interesting to see that.
Obligatory PSA: if you're playing VR, hydrate.
Yes, important, definitely important. And I think all of your games are pretty active. As far as
Electronauts is probably the chillest game we have.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's more like on the creative side, but you're definitely moving around still, and you're still active, so it's definitely pretty cool.
Yeah. Most of our games you can play some of them sitting down. Like you can actually, we've had people in wheelchairs that can play raw data comfortably, no problem. You could probably play Electronauts sitting down as well. So we believe in accessibility as well.
And the reason why they're active primarily is because we believe that when you kind of engage someone's physical body and make them move around and kind of that gets their adrenaline up, and it actually increases the immersion. Because you don't, when we're sitting down just like staring forward, that's when you kind of notice you have a head-mounted display on your face. You kind of notice the unusualness of things. But when you're super engaged, the unusualness kind of goes away, and it makes you feel more like virtual reality. That's kind of the idea there.
Yeah, makes sense.
Plus, it also it helps it tricks your brain. If you're moving around, it along with that immersion, it's what keeps you from getting nauseous as well, which is interesting. Like, I'm someone that in our games I am fine, but if I try to use like joystick locomotion and something, I get super sick really quickly. And I've been doing VR
it is
for
tricking
3
the mind
years
as far
now.
as so that way you feel like you're immersed completely. So that was really great. And as far as I guess the trick for developing in VR is kind of like the depth perception, so that way someone doesn't feel nauseous, especially with someone like the game like Sprint Vector, right? There's a lot of motion. At least when I tried, I was like, whoa, this is like totally different, right? I mean, like there must have been a balance of like finding that sweet spot where a lot of people can just jump on and not feel like nauseous.
Well, it's based on it's something we call intended motion. It's this idea that when you like grab something and push off of it, you expect to move. And so when you mimic that in your mind, you kind of imagine yourself doing that a little bit, it turns off the nausea because the game responds accordingly to your motion based on your expectation. So that allows us to do that. And there's things like we make you run forward because that actually helps with the nausea as well because of vignetting. So there's a lot of little tricks and subtle ways the game is designed to basically have no nausea, but it's very like technical to actually be able to put it together. So it's an achievement.
With a game like, and this is like in general, right? I mean, there's a lot of accessories tied to VR in general. I'm thinking hardware, right? There's haptic feedback, vests and things like that, things that I've seen you can put on your feet. I mean, are these things that you're kind of testing and looking at for future like full body experience? Like
I mean, we have our own arcades, and we basically like to find games that you can attach one of those accessories if it's like a really good value add, whether it's like a rumbling floor or one of the haptic vests. Like Electronauts with the haptic vest is great because you have full control over the audio. So if you just want a big pulsing feeling in your back, turn on
like
a kick drum.
Like,
right?
Pulsing on your body.
Yeah, give your own, just massage your own, like back with music basically.
If you want to create that vibe, like you are DJing at a giant music festival and you're feeling the bass in your bones.
Right.
Yeah.
But I know, like arcades have had. I've heard of arcades using the haptic feedback vest for like raw data and stuff. And
Okay, so
people
step
love
back.
getting hit
You
from,
guys
like,
have your own
stuff.
arcades. Tell us more.
Yeah, so
it. Well, we have one.
we have an arcade down in
but-
Torrance, and we plan on opening more in the future.
Dude, this should be like DDR, seriously.
I know. I've been having a great time. If I have weird reactions on the stream, it's because I'm watching Nelson over
okay,
here
please,
just jamming out and having an amazing time.
Yeah.
If people are wondering what I'm laughing and smiling at off camera, it's that. So
Yeah, go for it.
This is amazing. I'm just looking for.
we need to talk about this a bit more because
There's
he
like too many
is
songs to choose from.
blowing.
Oh,
He's
Yes,
Crane.
yes.
Okay.
But
what
first,
in
wait,
the
tell me
world?
about the
first-
arcade first.
So we have an arcade down in Torrance. We also have an arcade network where we do distribution. So we distribute our titles and some other titles, the premium titles in VR to a number of arcades all across the world. So it's a big part of our business, basically.
Yeah,
Wow.
we see arcades. We believe are like the main avenue for introducing the public at large, basically.
It makes it
VR.
accessible.
Yeah.
Anyone can walk off the street and just, with a few bucks, you're in VR, right? As opposed to having to have the hardware and know how to use it and all these kinds of things.
There's still a lot of intimidation around it. It's a scary. It's a new technology. You have to have for the most part, you have to have a really powerful computer to be able to power it, and
There's different
it's
headsets,
a
right?
huge
Yeah.
commitment before you even play your first game. So being able to go in and worry-free, have someone helping you,
And to try
making
it
sure
out,
everything's
it's like a
working
tryout.
correct. Exactly, it's a trial, and it's just awesome to see that it's taken off too.
Is it different to develop a game for an arcade kind of environment versus like at home alone or?
Yeah, I would say so.
wherever?
They're
Yeah,
pretty
definitely.
they're pretty different markets, and so we like to focus on core gameplay that kind of overlaps them, and then have features for both. So arcades, definitely you have to give something that you can go in and just pick up and play immediately without
Right.
having like,
Yeah,
you
the
should do the
learning
tutorial
curve.
or exactly. So
Yeah.
I'd say, for example, Sprint Vector, I would say does have a learning curve, and that is something we designed before we really had that arcade thesis. So you can kind of see that a lot of our titles moving forward, and Creed and Electronauts are great examples. You just pick up and play. Like Creed, you get in, just punch someone in the face just like you would punch someone in the face normally in real life, and boom, you're playing. And Electronauts just go tap things, right? You're playing, right? So
Wow.
that's a big part of how we're developing things moving forward.
Well, as you'll see in Creed later, like they did a brilliant job in that team of actually working that tutorial into the game. So you learn as you're playing, and it's really because they worked in like montage-inspired training exercises, so you feel like you're in the movie, like getting into it, but you're learning how to like throw the right punches and dodge and gauge your stamina while you're doing it.
Montage tutorial. Best ever, right?
And yes, we have the meat locker. You can go punch sides of beef in a meat
Oh,
locker.
that sounds exciting. Like if you really want to take some anger and aggression out,
Yes.
you're
Yes.
super
Bag.
vegan.
I'm gonna hit
you
that
know?
meat bag.
And and some of the opponents have incredibly punchable faces too.
Wow. Okay. Can you
look-
replace the faces? Because that would be kind of
You
interesting.
can.
if you could do
Nah.
that.
At one point, we were
they're all
working on
set.
something like that, but that was an R&D.
Well,
thing.
we actually have like a couple of the opponents are actually characters from the Creed movie that are played by real life boxers, which is really cool.
That is
yeah,
good.
so-
Okay. So the birth of raw data.
I love. By the way, I love the
Vector.
comment on the stream, which is "It's data, not data."
Exactly.
It's data.
Hey, actually, can I get some of that white? Can we get some water? Yeah.
Hey.
Water for underneath right here.
There we go.
Thank you.
Okay, so leading into kind of
Appreciate it.
those two were the initial babies, and now you have two more babies.
Many babies, yes.
So many babies.
So many babies. So the
Where
next
the
one is
babies?
Electronauts, which is what we were showing earlier. You were jamming in there, and that is your baby. Tell us more about
Yeah,
Electronauts.
Electronauts has been a wild ride for me, personally over the last 2.5 years. But it's basically it's kind of a reimagining of the DJ interface. I've never been a big fan of like two turntables. Like it's cool for what it is, but it's an interface that's kind of gotten very old. And I think a lot of technology has moved on kind of past that paradigm. But a lot of the software that you can get is still kind of based on that. So what we wanted to do is kind of, how could you make something that is basically a full DJ kit that like a 5-year-old could use, right? Like that you could just go in and immediately know what you're doing. You basically can't do any wrong. It's a DJ kit designed for non-musicians, basically, just anyone. Literally, if you want to feel like an incredible, badass DJ, you just need to step into VR, and 5 seconds later you are one. So it's like it gives you that as like a superpower, and then you can use it for actual DJing real events. So you can, you can actually go.
There have been so many events that you guys have done where you've performed, and we did a whole GDC after party. It was epic.
But you also have, I mean, so Electronauts, you have music that you could create, right? But you also have music that you could kind of base and mix.
So we have, the game right now comes with, I think it's about 60 songs, 50, 60 songs, and they're all licensed music from some of the top artists, a lot of EDM artists, some hip hop, a number of different things. And then we have planned on our roadmap, and which I'll hint at a little bit here, the ability for you to make your own music and put it into the game. So then you'll be able to actually DJ, load up your own music, make some music using Splice and Ableton or something, or cut up sound effects or whatever you want to do, load them into the game, and then take it and DJ for a lot of people. And it's fun as a party game. It's fun when you get like 10 people together, maybe having a drink or something, and everyone's just like taking turns being the DJ for the party.
That's pretty cool.
Or even if you if you have the co-op set up, if you're lucky enough to do that, super fun.
Go online, just
find a random person,
and start DJing with them. Right? It's actually the first time that I know of that people can go online and jam together, like literally just hang out and play music with each other, even though they're 100 or 200 milliseconds away from each other because of the quantization and kind of how we've built the whole system. So
is that something where you can jam together and it's saved as an audio file, and then you can kind of share it with them later on?
So it's a good question. So I will hint at this too. Is that audio recording functionality.
So cool.
That for certain songs that will be available, and then for your custom songs as well. So you can take a bounce and bounce a mix out. So this is like, hey guys, this is my hour-long DJ set. Then you can put that DJ set on SoundCloud, right? And it's kind of like,
to share it.
Exactly, yeah.
That would be really cool.
To answer Cryo's question in chat, do we DJ? We have a few people in our community, in our staff in our company that actually do DJ and have used Electronauts to DJ events before.
You DJ.
Yeah.
I'm not a music lover.
I made this so I wouldn't have to learn how to DJ, so I can just use this instead. It's just born out of laziness. Basically, a number of people who have worked on this game in particular are DJs, and a lot of them have music in the game. And they do it on the side a little bit. Rossick is Choral Fusion. He performs sometimes. Good Henry. And then Starbuck, Very Mahalo. Yeah, they're all.
These are all the names. These are all like the DJ names of Survios employees that have their stuff in the game.
Yeah, so exactly. So those are names of artists in the game. So if you see songs by them, those are some of the songs.
Do you have like a Survios DJ night? I'm sure you do, because I've seen your office and
we do things from time. We have album release parties there. Sometimes we work with some of the the artists or the labels.
How cool is that?
Yeah. Obligatory plug. Roger, our awesome music licensing coordinator, who got all this amazing music in the game. So, dude, props to you. He also put together. Yes, Roger. So, but also props to him, because if you go on our YouTube, we have some really cool videos of us working with artists like Cruella and who else? Toki Monster and all them, and getting their impressions on it and what they felt Electronauts can do for the future. Right, like how do the actual musicians feel about it, and they're all just blown away by it and the potential for this.
Yeah, it's cool to make to make your products or your music interactive, right? Like they usually make one mix of a song, and people listen to that 3-minute mix over and over again. And this is about exploding that into something that you can kind of like almost like swim around inside and change and remix and modify at will. So it's interesting for the artist to hear their music being remixed by somebody else, and they're like, oh, I never thought of doing that with like the music that I wrote. Like, oh, you took it in a new direction. That's interesting, cool. Right? It's inspired by so Trent Reznor had a remix album contest, and he released the masters for some of his albums for free, and then had people make remixes and send them to him, and then the best remixes, he made a new remix album and released that.
That's cool.
So this was partially inspired by that. We basically have taken the masters from all these songs and then allowed you to live remix them however you want.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah. I mean, we actually, even just this week, there's a YouTube content creator named The Do who plays a lot of Electronauts, and what he does is he makes these amazing jams in Electronauts, and then he exports them and does guitar riffs on top of them, like improvises guitar riffs on top of them. And he did one using one of Toki Monster's songs, and it went viral, and she put it on her channel and was like, this is amazing what people can do. And
that's really cool.
It's just, people are so creative, and every day I get surprised.
Are these artists also using it like when they're performing? Is it something that they're kind of getting into and sharing with their audiences?
It's not
on a big screen. I can totally see it, right? Like
If Del the Funky Homo Sapien ever gets Deltron back together, I can see them doing that. But
I hate to say this, but this is the tool for
not them.
Yeah,
It's
they're actually the opposite of the audio track because they've mastered the real tools, right? So they already are real Electronauts. We're just trying to like get a little bit closer to their level and be a little more like them, right?
So
it's
these are for the bedroom DJs. These are for the no. It's like these are for the people that are really getting into EDM, but they're literally just doing it out of their bedrooms or their dorm rooms,
right? Or they don't have all the tools, right? And this is accessible to them with Electronauts.
Well, maybe
to have those.
maybe you're an older person. You always wanted to get into music. You never had the opportunity, right? You haven't been doing that much of kind of a DJ thing, and you don't really have that much time to like learn a whole suite of new tools. Like to me, this gives you that feeling that I don't know. It's imagine like being like Michael Jordan for a day or something, right? Like this does this for music,
That'd be sweet.
Yeah, we took it to we actually got to go to Electric Daisy Carnival with it, and I didn't get to go, cool. Unfortunately, but all the videos and footage and stories I heard, people just, it's like, wow, I feel like I'm actually like in EDC, like this is the spirit of EDC, and I feel like I'm on the stage and I'm one of those people that I'm blowing my minds to right now.
If you can't go to a music festival, this is the next best thing, is playing this game. So.
You're going to have, I guess, audiences kind of come in as a spectator, right? So, like, you can do this right now, play together, but are there going to be, like, maybe, like, I want to listen in or be in that scene?
Well, it's all about Twitch, right?
Yeah.
So the idea is this
People
is very Twitch-friendly. It has the third-person camera view and basically all those tools to allow you to customize your presentation of the game. So the idea is you should go on Twitch and just DJ for people. I'll pull up the game when people are playing and just listen to it while I'm working and have my little Twitch window open and check in with the person every now and then. But generally, I'm just it's just like an online DJing system, basically.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you able to change any of the visuals that are?
There's multiple visual camera angles, and you can pull up third-person cameras, like spectator cams.
Yeah, because he's got the first-person camera mode on here. Well, obviously, what we've got on the stream they can see is a really awesome mixed reality video that we did with Liv. We has all the Liv compatibility built into it. So much like Beat Saber, you can make these kind of contents. But along with the first-person camera view, there's a third person that circles around. Wow. There's an exterior one where it's actually outside the stage. You're looking at yourself. There's a selfie stick mode. Like, you can create a really interesting visual. You can create some interesting visuals with it and definitely make a performance out of it.
Okay, so Nate, what is your favorite feature of Electronauts? I mean, this has been your baby. You love this.
Oof,
you do too many things. So many things
I mean,
with it.
it's like asking someone what their favorite kid is, right? Honestly, I don't know.
They're all my children.
Well, actually, if I had to pick one child to say he was better than all the other children, my favorite would be probably the orbs themselves. Just the feeling of playing notes that are quantized and in the right key, and there's like a really nice, like it's very precise, it's very, you can almost feel it. I would say that's my favorite part of the experience because it makes me, I can do an improvisational guitar solo with absolutely no formal training in music whatsoever, right? So just that alone, you can get lost in just playing a solo for yourself for like 20 minutes, you know? It's just like, it's a really, it's great to be able to have that experience. You know?
So did you actually work with artists to say, I want to put this together, what pieces do I need in order to really like create the ultimate mix of tools that someone can kind of use to create music?
I mean, we were inventing it as we went, and we had multiple people on the team. Our musicians, I would say, we had 3 engineers who were also musicians and DJs, and then a number of part-time audio engineers as well who were also that. So maybe like a total like 6 or 7 or 8 people who really had an understanding of a lot of different pieces of this audio system. So we kind of just felt our way through it and tried to understand like what different parts were necessary. For example, the loopers were just a super late edition that I was listening to a song and I'm just like, I'm trying to think if Electronauts can simulate that song properly, and it was trying to do a lot of EDM songs will do like a filter sweep over the course of like 1 or 2 or like 4 or 8 bars, like we call them 1 or 2 loops, and basically that filter sweep, we have a very crude version of it in the game, but you really couldn't do like a proper one. So the looper, having the looper in there allowed us to potentially do that and expanded the possibilities. So like we kind of had to just like feel our way through the interface, and it's almost done though. We have like one more edition that's coming as well, which is called the FX button, which will open up things a lot more. But generally, it was like it was a very, very experimental project. I mean, incredibly experimental.
Wow.
So.
And so when are those updates coming out?
I can't say.
TBD.
Okay.
Sometime, not in the past, I will say. I guarantee it will be sometime in the future.
Well, I mean, it
So,
sounds
okay.
great. I mean, would you like to jump on and like get on with
Heck-
Nelson and
heck
whoever
yeah.
wants to come on? I mean,
I mean,
who
do you
wants
want
join
me to
in?
get in and play and you to talk about it? Or do you want to jam and
think
show
it's up to
people
you.
what you can do? Nelson's been doing some
Whatever.
amazing
I
stuff
know.
over here. I want
you
to switch
having
it over
fun?
to you
You're having
because
fun?
I'm like
out there.
having way too much fun.
I am just watching you like, yeah.
I mean,
You're also
I
choo-
just
you're
don't
al-
want to break anything.
No,
you
you're
know?
also
Like,
No, you're good.
You're also
You're
choosing
good.
great songs. I've been watching what you've been playing. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yes,
Thank
good
you.
choice.
Either
Yeah,
one.
this
I
is
mean,
like-
wants
What do you want to
All
do?
this music
Wanna
on
jump
here is just the stuff I listen
Lauren,
to.
jump
So.
on?
If you have more
Share.
questions for me about the company in general, I can speak to that. And
We
stay
can
here.
shout out to you.
And
but
I can,
think
if you
we're
want to
good.
play, I can happily talk about what everyone's doing. So.
Yeah, it's up to you. Yeah.
I'm totally open. I think we're good on the company.
Better
so unless there's
player.
other stuff that you
Alright.
want to share.
Better
I mean,
player,
Yeah.
music noob.
Yeah, I think he wants to
Yeah,
play.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
let him
Yeah.
play.
Yeah, Nathan,
Let him
come
play.
and play. This
No,
is,
he
needs to be
trust
the
me.
DJ.
You want him in there, not me, because I will drum away on the orbs,
we can,
but he
like,
can make magic happen.
As we're watching, we can like introduce Lauren here. Come on,
Kim.
Kim. Sorry.
Okay, I think I'm really getting
Yeah.
the hang of this now.
So we're not alone. We have another
So
person
I'm
coming.
just-
This is.
At least, 'cause I was messing
So
around
on
with
our
this
very
before, and I was
strange
like, oh, wait, I
Janus
need
of a
to
stream
control
here, where we're
the-
starting with
Yeah, you gotta get the
electronic
voices,
music
the voices.
creation, and then
Yeah, you gotta
shifting
get the results
into
of it.
player
Here,
versus
you
player,
choose
beat your
one.
face in boxing.
I've kind of thought the most.
So this is Kim, our amazing producer on Creed,
Soon. Yes.
who brought
Yes.
satisfying punch you in the face melee to VR.
Yes.
That is accurate.
Yes. We can actually critique or watch or kind of. You
We-
can walk us through what we're going to
We
be
can
looking at
MST3K
here.
this.
Nate, you should try to have your headphones off one ear so you can hear us better.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah.
Because he's going to
He-
speak real loud
he gets-
in just a moment.
He gets passionate about this. How do we? Can we crank up the audio so everyone can hear better?
I have him
He's,
having
he's
it off
working
one
on
ear.
that.
Yeah.
The audio from this one is through Nelson's,
Okay,
and the
that
audio
makes
through
sense.
here is
So-
through the stream, and then we have the headset.
Well, you'll hear
Yeah.
everything through Nelson's. That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Just want to make sure we can hear.
Give me 1 second. I'm getting that.
We're doing Dreams. Is this,
Zoo and Neuro. No, this is one of our licensed songs.
okay.
They're still getting the music set up.
Have you played all of the songs, or are there special songs you guys like in the game?
I punch things. Yeah, we released 2 weeks ago, so I have been
actually-
playing just that,
yeah.
honestly.
This sounds biased, but I'm actually partial to the songs that our own Survios people made. Not just because
Okay.
they're super fun to play on, but because they worked in things that are really unusual and unexpected. Like,
They are a lot of fun.
I don't want to spoil what the coolest thing in the Mist song is by Starbuck, like, because I assume they're gonna play it, so I won't go with that. But each one has something in it that just makes you go, "Ow!" And there was
Yeah,
a
we're gonna
reason
start
why,
that intro.
when it first came out and streamers were making content and streaming it, that they actually went to those songs over some of the licensed ones, and they were just like, "We don't know who Starbuck is, but this is I love this song and I love grooving on it." And same with Good Henry, and same with Very Mahalo. And when I came out and said, "Yeah, those are actually all Survios people," they were blown away and went, "Can we I want this, like, I want a track of this."
They're
And
living the dream. They're becoming like
yeah,
their
some
own DJs. That
yeah,
work.
it's like, I want the
Survios
bass track
DJs.
for this song. I want to hear what it's actually supposed to sound like. And it's actually, we've been getting so many requests from people saying, "I want like that track
Wow.
as itself." And you go on YouTube and people are like, "Okay, I just let it play. I think I got it." Of them like capturing themselves in game, just trying to let the songs play.
Are there? I didn't ask Nate this, but is there like a feature where you can sing or? Add,
No, not at the
like,
moment.
okay,
Some
okay.
songs have vocal, but like I said, you have people like the Do who are taking it and adding acoustic instruments. Hunter, our product marketing manager, actually did this amazing, and again, you can find it on our YouTube. He did this amazing mixed reality session where he played Electronauts with a jazz group.
I
That's right.
saw
That
that.
was so cool.
I saw
So cool.
Yes.
And again, it's I wasn't
That was like a
super
mixed
in on
reality
them.
setup too. I remember I saw that
Yeah,
video.
the
right,
Live
where-
mixed reality for it is great. Then they've been super great, supportive of us too, and they've put out some amazing mixed reality videos on their channel using it. And so if you want to see what they're working on right now,
Yes, what are they playing? What are they
so in the
playing?
middle are the orbs that everyone knows and loves. So what's interesting about it is every single song has different instruments depending on what the song is. So you're not going to get the same sounds out of anything twice. So everything is a really unique experience, and that's why I'm excited that we're going to add mod support to it, because I think people are going to go
Yeah, I
gangbusters
think
with
so.
this.
Now this box over here to the right, what is this?
That
It's like a
is
pitch or
yeah,
So,
it's
I'd
basically.
say, let me play one of the.
I thought he was answering your question for a moment there.
Oh,
It's so
Yeah,
it's so you can
should we,
modulate
like,
the
can
pitch,
we
and it's
pick,
actually cool because you
these
has
different
full
instruments
axes,
and
so
then
you
just
can
play
like
this the whole time?
deeper,
Like,
in, or
Yeah.
higher pitched,
I would
faster,
say,
slower. You can
it's
move
first
it, manipulate it
medial
completely
order.
all around in the
Right.
3D
Usually
space.
one person is,
That's like
playing
advanced
the lead,
Electronauts.
okay.
Right.
Because I was like, that looks
And then,
complex.
I
the
mostly
other
jam on the
person's doing
if
mixing
I
and
play, I
grenades
jam on the
and,
orbs. I use the
which
lava
means-
looper. I
Gotcha,
throw the
gotcha,
grenades.
yeah.
The grenades are
Grenades
my,
are my
grenades are my
favorite.
favorite
They're my
because
favorite
all you
as
do
well.
is
Just
go.
like,
And the vocals. Like,
yep,
the-
every time. It's so much fun.
We could do visuals, so you can throw visuals.
I also
out.
like
The
using-
visuals,
yeah.
you are it's changing the color and the mood and all that. So
Okay.
that falls into the performance category. So if you're like, cool, I'm gonna drop the beat and I want to like bring the color down a bit, you can drop
Right.
the visuals cube in there and change the full tone and mood of it. So this track they're working on has vocals, so you can actually isolate different tracks. So right now he's just letting it play through, but if he wanted, he could mute any of those sections. He could repeat it. He could loop
Right,
them. He
right.
could do whatever he wanted with them, and you can record arrangements with it too.
That
So
is
on any
cool.
of these instruments, if you establish a pattern that you really like, you can record a very short clip.
How many seconds is it? Like 10 seconds, or?
I think it's closer to like 5 or 6, but it's enough to
That's a
get a
switch.
decent loop going. And you can I see a lot of people do them with the synth orbs, where they pop it up, they hit record. Like if you see either of their wands turn red, that means they're recording an arrangement with it.
Oh, okay.
So like the
So
orbs right there, he can do
We're watching Nate. He's kind of mixing right now, and
Or is this on
the
Nelson?
other side?
Do we have
No,
the gameplay
I think
audio?
this one.
Oh,
that
we're watching. Okay, yeah,
is
everyone's
Nate.
watching
right
Nate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then the other guy over there, and he's over there jamming as well. So, is it the same setup for the 2 players?
Yeah, they are both in the
Okay.
same game right now. They are actually
Okay.
playing co-op. So Electronauts has 2-player co-op on PC. You can play cross-play. You can do it with a direct IP connection as well.
Lots of guys
So
are
if
great.
you have a friend, if you're on Steam and your friend's on Oculus Home, you actually can play together.
Wow.
Which is really, really cool. We
Okay.
also have just a quick match to go find someone.
Wow. So, is there a
Nathan
check?
on the
It's a
solo.
co-op to combine music.
Apparently, we don't have
But you
gameplay
know,
audio.
you're
not have
solo,
gameplay
you
audio?
switch.
So
No,
we
no,
need
you
to
got
fix
it.
that.
Yeah.
Thank you,
I'm having a lot of
Amy.
fun here. Thank you.
There you go. Okay.
Say hi to Amy from Servios.
Hi. That's awesome.
Oh yeah, and you can also see he just turned on some of the third-person camera modes too. So if you get familiar with the setup, you can click these on, and you can get all sorts of different
Looks
angles.
like
This is
thumbs
what
up,
we
I
use
like
if we're
this.
doing it to perform at an event.
Wow.
So what you're seeing above the orbs is Nate recorded a short sequence, and you can see what's cool is you can also edit it after you've recorded it. So if you feel like, oh, I like that note, but I need it a little higher, you can pop it up. You can repeat
So all
notes.
those blue boxes are ones that he's recorded?
No.
Those buttons. These right here. are the-
Sections.
Oh no,
right
those
here.
are the different sections of the song that he can selectively mute those. He can
Okay.
loop them. Those are just the different vocal tracks.
Okay, so it's
you
broken
can,
out into
yeah,
sections.
it's
Okay.
very much. It seems really overwhelming when you get in.
It's like there's so
But it's really
It
not.
really
Yeah,
isn't.
It really isn't.
I remember feeling so intimidated the first time I got in there because I'm not a music person at all. Like, never played an instrument in my life, can't carry a tune in a bucket, one of those kind
Yeah,
of
that's
people.
the job for this.
And after 5 minutes, I was completely relaxed, completely in the zone. You really.
Yeah,
You don't
yeah,
need
just
any
worry
other
about
controls
whatever
other than
you're
click
communicating.
buttons to move things around and get what you want. And because it's not a game, because it's
Right,
just
it's
a creative tool, you don't have to worry about messing up or thinking that you're doing something wrong at any point, because there is no wrong. It's
Wow.
just have fun. It's what do you feel like doing?
That is really cool. Look at that. There's like
Did we get the
lots
audio
of
going?
controls.
Yep.
Yes.
Sweet.
Lots of controls.
That was a misclick on my part.
No, it's all good.
Yeah, it happens.
Oh man, trying to see if there's anything else. I don't want to talk over the music.
No,
Like that, that's pretty good.
now.
Yeah.
Enjoy it there. He's got this other screen. Nelson's got like this line screen going on.
This is one of my favorite stages too, because it has the hands.
I wish this song had a build up.
I like creepy hands and I like the laser elks.
Why am
Like,
I remotely
snare roll or
surprised by
something.
this?
If you-
What,
if you
that's
had
your
that, that would
favorite,
be awesome.
Creepy hands?
Yeah, creepy hands.
It's like Jean it's like well no, because it's like Jean Cocteau arms.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do you want to pick a new song?
Yeah.
The other one I like is the laser elks.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
My one wish is that you could pick the stage that you play on.
How many songs are there?
There's like more than 60 at the moment.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, and we
It's a huge
again, like you said, we
library.
have more coming and upcoming updates.
That's crazy. And so you have all different types of genres.
Oh wait,
They're all EDM, but yeah, we have trap, we have. I'm really that familiar with EDM. I've had to do like EDM crash course.
yes.
I've had to do EDM crash course, but yeah, you actually, if you look, he's navigating right now. And
Yeah, give it a shot. If we don't like it, just keep switching. You know, it's like channel changing.
Okay,
Yeah.
sounds good.
Can you change out your outfit?
No,
Yeah,
if you change the colors, your outfit changes colors.
Okay.
So your outfit
the
will
genres
change
need to be better.
shades to
There's so much to
fit
work
the
on.
hue. They
Yeah,
haven't
yeah,
actually
yeah.
changed the visual
I don't know
color
if
of
the song's
anything
that
yet.
good.
Yeah, let's just try this.
Let's hope the artist didn't hear you say that.
For our current thing that we're doing, that all of the songs are very good actually. That's one thing that's really cool. You kind of can't pick a bad song on there. It's just for our current venue. Sometimes there are definitely a few things that kind of hit a little bit harder than others. That's all. So.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, like I wish they could see them because they're like rocking out in their headsets.
I know.
It's really cute.
Nate is like doing this.
I'm just gonna
Nelson
move my
is just
camera
really-
over real quick so I can show them.
Yeah, no, it's worth seeing.
Well, when he gets going
They're
again.
jamming over there.
Yeah, because they're,
You
it's
can also
hilarious.
hit the mute button so you can be like.
Oh, that's pretty good. Pretty good.
Go Nate.
Then we got Nelson over here. He's jamming over here on this side. It's having fun.
Well, it's really fun if they start getting like multiple stations going and they're reaching across and playing two at once.
That is funny.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Right there.
It just happened to work out.
Yeah, it tilted. I was like, it's
Practice.
tilted. So I was like, okay, this is good. All right, so soon we're going to be talking about Creed. I know these guys are like jamming away, but Creed is a new title that you guys have released. Creed, Rise to Glory. Sorry, Rise to Glory. Corrected myself. So tell us, what's this game about? What is
So
this based off of?
we wanted to make a game that tackled another one of the issues that VR has. So we have the locomotion. All of our games we try to do something innovative to progress the VR industry to be more mainstream, obviously. And one of the things that was always problematic was how do you actually make a punch when you're not hitting anything? How do you make it actually feel like fulfilling and like you're actually hitting things? And so that was the goal that we were trying to tackle. And thankfully, I have the most amazing team, and they came up with something called Phantom Melee Technologies, the swanky word.
Phantom Melee. That sounds very fancy.
swanky
Melee is
word.
like
We like our swanky terms.
We do like our
We have
swanky terms.
fluid locomotion
Motion,
technology,
yep.
music reality engine, and now Phantom
Phantom
Melee.
Yep, PMT.
Melee. Okay.
So, and what that is you have two avatars. You've got your one-to-one with your actual hand, and once we get the game going, this will it'll make a little bit more sense. But so you have your punches, and you're like, okay, I want to hit something. But in VR, you have nothing to hit.
right.
How can we make it so it feel like trick your brain into it? So what we did was we have the boxing glove, and then you have your one-to-one hand. And when you get fatigued like you would in any boxing match, you have to rest. You have to plan out your punches. You're not just going to flail and.
That's
Oh,
what
I
I
noticed
did.
the-
Yeah, no joke. I mean, the first time getting in there, I was like, you know what?
background's
I'm a little
Everyone-
intimidated. You're right in front of my
everyone-
face.
everyone
I'm just
does
gonna go like this.
And you can totally fight that way.
That's
Absolutely can. You're
I got a couple
definitely
of
going to
times.
have
I've been playing
some
around with these
difficulty
actors.
playing some of the harder,
more advanced fighters.
more advanced fighters
Yeah.
because that was the whole point. We didn't want it to be just a button mash or obviously button mash or flailing. We wanted to make it feel like a mix between a
Nice.
boxing game and a boxing
draw these
actual
lines,
a training tool. So you learn actual proper training techniques. You learn how to have your proper stance, that you need to rest, what the different punches are. You can, the harder you punch, the more damage you're going to do. So there's actually a lot of that. So with
also
the
go like this.
Phantom Melee technology, as I
Wait,
mentioned, we trick your brain into
But you
thinking
draw
that you're
lines,
hitting
draw these
a
lines
stationary
on the
object.
button.
So
How did we do
when,
inside of the
like the
cube.
first few punches you
Oh,
have,
wow.
you're just kind of swinging. I'm
Yeah,
gonna,
so
I'm
yeah,
gonna
no,
use
use
it.
me.
I'm gonna
No.
use this. This should be fun, everyone. So
How do
you
you do that?
have your hand, and you go, okay, I
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
punch.
Yeah,
And
inside
normally,
of the
when
cube.
because there's
Right.
nothing there normally, and it just goes through,
Right,
and you don't.
yeah.
You're just like, okay, I'm just kind of meh. But when we have
You can
the
draw both
your 1-to-1 fist
Wait,
here,
which
and
one's
it
the
stops
It's
on the
like where your,
actual
middle
character,
finger
and then you see
Oh.
your boxing glove
Oh, this-
detach and
okay,
go
gotcha.
through. So you start to
Oh.
actually, it tricks your brain after a couple of punches. You
That
then
makes-
just start to know when to stop your punch.
Oh, I see, I
And
see.
then along with haptics, the feedback
So in
on the
future version of
controllers,
the game, we have
it
an
tricks
FX
your brain into
button,
feeling like
ISO
you're
the
actually
effects
hitting
on
something
different
physically in
instruments.
front of you,
Oh,
and
so
it's
it's
so
so you
cool
can,
because it
just do
freaking
that on the
works.
back
It's
and
It
so
does.
cool.
We had shown this at an event this past weekend. We had a PRSA event,
Thank
and
you.
we had shown Creed, and there was this one guy that hopped
Okay,
on,
so if I
and he
cancel-
was really
if I
into
just,
it.
like,
He
hit
like
this button,
nearly
cancels
knocked
it.
everything down around the area. We're like, you know
That
what?
happens.
This is dangerous. We gotta like move you back. So
We have a
he's really
we have a
into
monitor
it.
graveyard
Yeah.
at Servios.
Monitors
Monitor
get
graveyard.
knocked
Oh
down.
yes.
We
Sure.
Yeah.
and I know so far from our player base, we've already
Which
lost
one?
2 monitors, a couple
No, I have not.
TVs, like some lamps. Someone
Yep.
punched a hole in a wall.
Is
Yes.
it,
Please don't do that.
Yeah,
Everyone who's
please
playing,
don't.
please be careful. Have a great time, but be aware of your play space because we
Yes.
obviously want
Yeah.
people to
Oh, I see, so here you could actually
not only
turn
be
it on
safe
and
but
mute it.
have
Oh,
fun
I see.
and
So it's all
Yeah.
on there.
electronics get expensive and
Yes.
we want people to have their stuff
Yeah.
stay
Do you wanna
intact.
be the
So
mixer
just
or
make
do
sure
you wanna
your
be
play space is,
I can mix
there
it.
and no one's around you because
Okay.
you will punch them in the head.
Now, is this support
Wait, so this
the
is
movie
a-
that's coming out?
So yeah, so this is based
Oh, wow,
on
that's awesome.
the
No, no, go-
Creed
go for it.
1 movie.
It's one for, like,
So it
little
follows
channel, like, it's more of a
the
film.
story of Adonis Creed, where he's up and coming. If anyone
Oh,
has
this
seen the
one is very
movie,
interesting.
or actually if anyone
Yeah.
hasn't seen the movie, please watch it.
I have
It's
not
It's
seen
so
it.
no,
It's
it's
so
fantastic.
good. It is so good.
Even if you're not a sports movie
Yeah.
person, it's a great
It's just a
movie.
good movie,
Okay.
just straight out. So obviously, we're all very much looking forward to Creed 2 coming out in November. And working with MGM has been tremendous as well. So we had access to work with Michael B. Jordan. He's actually does his own voiceover in our game.
That's cool.
And
Yeah.
we got to work with him. He's a nice guy. Like, such a cool guy. So we were really lucky with being able to work with him, and then getting the likeness rights for some of the other boxers that are in the movie that are real boxers. They just
I'm gonna switch
play
to the group after this.
fake boxers in the movie. It's actually pretty
Yeah,
cool.
Sperino and Conlon are
Sperino
both
and Conlon.
real
Okay.
boxers. in
And
real
Wheeler
life,
as
yeah.
well. And
Oh, Wheeler, yeah.
Andre Ward, yeah. They're all amazing talents, and so we have this progression, the story progression, and Creed Rise of Glory has a career mode where your story mode, as well as free play, so you can hop in there and just pick who you want to fight, your arena that you want to fight, and then the most exciting is our PvP, and it's absolutely PvP. It's 1v1,
It is.
and it is wicked fun.
It
is
is.
so much
I
fun.
tried it.
Yeah, the devs, we all when we launched our PSVR, we were all in the game room at work, and the minute we have the countdown on the screen, and we all hop on, and there's like
No,
50
you do feel
devs.
the
You
excitement.
It was
when you're
hilarious.
in it.
You beat the
I really like how
crap out of
it's
so many
in the
I
top.
know, it was so funny.
Because so many players bought it and immediately went into PvP without like trying to learn how to play, and then
just get
proceeded.
right into it. That's how
we
you learn.
we were teaching everyone, like, because
Yeah.
we're all the devs are there. We're like cheering them on and stuff. We're like, okay, well, you want to do this at this point, and so we're like, okay, we'll just hop on every day and just teach everyone how to play ourselves. Like, we'll
Yeah.
just and we hop on all
I
the
feel like we
time and
should,
play with
turn
our
back and turn off for a second.
our
what?
users and
The
get
back turn off?
feedback
Oh, yeah,
and
It's like a real match though, because it's like 10 rounds.
well,
Is
it
how many
depends.
rounds?
It can be
yeah.
up to 10 rounds.
Up to 10
yes.
rounds.
Depending on the damage. Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
So it is a freaking workout.
you.
Like after one round,
People
actually the best
don't
was
realize how
Yeah.
intense.
even one round. You're just like,
Yes, I was.
I've heard-
After the second
yeah.
round, I was like, man, how many more were there?
yeah.
I've heard people say this is more intense than Sprint Vector. I beg to differ, but yeah, if you're going like
It
8
really
to 10 rounds,
depends
you're going
on
to
how
be
you play.
ripping at that
Yeah,
point.
my parents actually came into the office
Actually, hang on, I
now
feel
that
like
work has
maybe
calmed
something
down a little bit since the game is shipped, and
a
my
little
little tiny 73-year-old Dutch mom, who's so cute, who actually has taken
Oh, wow,
boxing
that's
lessons,
pretty sweet.
got her in the
That's a good
headset,
dad.
and she crushed it. She was so good, like because she's like blocking and dodging. I mean, because you learn proper boxing techniques in this
Yeah.
as well. So she utilized the little bit of training that she's gotten while going to boxing lessons, and really did well in the game, and I was like, Mom, you're awesome. I'm gonna keep you. You're great.
And
it was pretty fun.
That's actually a good thing to point out is, in PvP, some people have discovered there's like this hammer fisting thing you can do.
we are
which
going to.
we're working on
yes,
it. We're working on
absolutely
it
going to
because
address
we're aware it's an exploit. But I will say, 9 times out of 10, the people that follow proper boxing techniques still win.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah,
okay.
because
so if you're
our
professional
stamina.
so you do follow certain guidelines.
Yeah, and that's why we have the whole
are
phantom melee
transitions
technology.
you can do.
You have a stamina system that, just like in real life, when your arms get tired, you need to rest. You need to block.
Yeah,
you need
that's
to
true.
gain
It's
your
like, I can't
exactly.
move
So
anymore.
if you just keep
Yes, I'm just doing that.
you're
it's
gonna
like-
have a delay between your actual real fist and your boxing glove. So there's a lot of negative stuff that happens with the gameplay if you just honestly bitch slap.
Yeah,
Just
you
because
can't just
Yeah.
do this, and a lot of, and I've heard
Yeah.
I've heard complaints from players about that, saying, look, well, I'm not tired, so why is my guy tired? And it's that we're trying to actually replicate how it takes a lot of effort to throw a proper punch and have it connect on a person.
That's
There's
true.
a lot of stress and effort that goes into that, and I don't think people realize this is not even close to actually hitting a real person. Well, you guys, like, your whole team they still do boxing
Oh yeah, well,
classes.
Servios, God love them, started
boxing?
boxing lessons. Well, we have boxing
Yeah.
lessons after work Tuesdays and Thursdays.
So this triggered that.
Well,
You're
yeah,
gonna
they're
have
like, hey,
boxing
would you guys
lessons.
be up for this? And we're like, oh yeah,
Because
because
yeah,
we're making a boxing game. We want to.
That's pretty
We
cool.
want to make something that is not only gamey and fun and replayable and it's just awesome, but it also is substantial. It's not just, hey, I'm going to memorize this sequence and I'll like Mike Tyson Punch Out, which is, mind you, one of the best games in history. Love it, but that's not the game we were trying to make. We wanted to make something that had a bit more depth than that, and people could go in and play at any level.
Right.
So the whole is actually very similar to Electronauts. Easy to learn, difficult to master. That was kind of the the whole thing where it's just there's a lot of cool stuff to do in it as well. And
How many players are in the options? Like how many opponents are there?
we have 7 opponents currently.
So,
In
okay.
the main career mode that
Yeah,
you
that's
can
just
play,
more
and
more content coming,
there will be
yeah.
more content
So there's a
coming.
career as in you're kind of like, and I don't know the levels of boxing, but like, do you start off as kind of the?
It's just more. The whole story progression that we have is very similar to the Creed 1 movie progression. So you start off in some smaller
Like
underground
underground.
fights, and then you work your
way up to
actually
the
there is an alley fight. There is an alley
we
fight.
have,
That
a,
was
ba- we
so
have
much
a back
fun.
alley fight.
Yep, it was really fun to do that one.
And if
Let's go outside.
Yeah.
I'd say 90% of the PvP
Yeah.
videos right now are people. Everyone picks the back alley. Like
It's such a cool scene. You got graffiti in the background, and you feel like, okay, I'm in the raw.
it's
pretty
like
awesome.
everyone
Oh,
works
I see
so
what you're
hard on
saying.
doing
Yeah.
these beautiful arenas with
very
crowds
hard
and
to build a back alley
lighting and
though,
all this
too.
stuff, and then back alley.
Oh, I love the back alley though, because that had a different challenge for lighting. Because again, you have these arenas or the bar fights and stuff like that where you can do spotlights. It's a back alley at night. You're like,
I like that.
how are we
Playing
gonna?
it.
But this is what happens when you get a goth doing your environment art.
It's dark.
It's dark.
gonna be
It's
dark. It's gonna
awesome.
be dark.
So we had to. Our technical artists and environment artists had to come up with some kind of cool techniques to make sure that it was lit well, but there weren't just like, why is there a spotlight from the top down?
Yeah.
Like stuff like that.
Right,
We
yeah.
wanted to keep it like, okay, this makes sense.
Yeah, it's natural.
Mood lighting. There's
Yeah.
a beautiful sky dome that animated clouds and stuff, so it actually makes you feel like you're in the
Outside,
back alley getting your
yeah.
ass
Right,
kicked. It's
right.
great. Yes, usually it's
Immersive ass kicking.
Immersive ass kicking. Yes, that should be our new
I
tagline.
like that.
Creed,
I like that.
rise to glory. Immersive ass kicking.
Get your immersive ass kicking in.
Yeah, I like that.
Seriously.
I feel so bad that we're yammering about Creed while they're still jamming.
Yes, they're
So-
still jamming
I'm
over
not.
there. They're still playing
not.
Electronauts. Maybe
I'm
we
not.
should-
And they're showing Creed screenshots on here for
we
us.
should.
And there's good old Rocky. Speaking of,
so
we've got Rocky Balboa
got
in the
Rocky
game.
Balboa.
Do you have his voice? He actually
We
came
had to do
on?
we had to do sound alike,
But
but
a
we were
good
we were
sound alike, though.
very good
We had a
sound alike.
great sound
Yeah, it was an absolute pleasure working with our all of our voice actors. Actually, have been wonderful. But we did have to use a sound alike, approved sound alike.
Yeah,
so
MGM approved, Rocky
and
Balboa.
Sly approved.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
okay.
we've been
They
chatting
gave the
with
blessing,
him.
yes, yes.
Absolutely,
Okay.
made sure that he was comfortable and happy with all of the stuff that we were doing. And same thing with MBJ. Like we
Let me,
wanted to make
give
sure
the
that it
break.
was something that was
Break.
worthy
the
of
what?
the Creed
Yeah,
and
the
Rocky
break,
Universe franchise.
where-
And again, also
Oh, yeah,
Servios,
sorry. Yeah, I got it.
we
Yeah,
always
and
want to
then-
put out nothing but the best content
Oh,
that we
still.
can.
Yes.
So we hold ourselves to a pretty high standard on top of it. Obviously, there's some bugs, some balance things, and luckily our community has been very vocal and very supportive, and we listen to all of their feedback,
Yeah,
whether
good.
it's
Seriously.
relevant or not. Even if it's not relevant, we still listen to it
Oh,
because
nice.
there
Yeah.
might be some underlying things that we can alter to make
Right.
maybe their complaint maybe just the experience better for them.
Yeah.
So we are constantly putting out updates and patches, and there will be more coming out over the next even couple of days, honestly.
Yeah,
and then next
good.
week there
You can
should
also
be
remix
more.
the vocals too.
We just want to make the best
You can also
experience
what?
for our users possible because they're spending their hard-earned money.
Oh yeah,
on
yeah.
stuff.
They're- they're having this
I've seen that
experience.
when-
Yeah, exactly. So
And we're gonna keep setting up like play with the devs
Yep.
times and things like that, especially
we got a whole bunch of cool
especially
stuff coming
after
up, so.
especially after we have some of the PvP patches and some of the new content
that's
come
good.
out. Yeah, we'll totally set up some play with the devs so you guys can go on and learn how to get your ass kicked and learn how to kick ass from the pros.
From the
which
pros.
trust me, if you get in there with one of our QA people,
Oh my God, they're
get
amazing.
milk them for all the advice
yeah.
they can give you
Well, they'll give-
because
they'll give it to
they
you anyway.
are they are the fittest people at Servios because after having to test Sprint Vector and then Creed,
yeah, whatever.
these guys
Tyler, oh my
work
God, they
out
lost,
all
like,
day
60
every
pounds
day.
or something.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
So
amazing.
they've gotten, they've gotten
That's a
fit
good
by
Yep.
testing
Thor
and
actually now
playing the
looks like
game.
Thor.
Yep. Tyler, yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Tyler.
Yeah, he's lost like 60 pounds or something. It's amazing.
that's
So it's just
amazing.
it's an added benefit, and that's another thing I like about VR so much is. You, especially actually our games, including Creed, you can.
Are you remixing those
it's
levels?
not built
Yeah.
to play sitting down,
Yeah.
but you can play it sitting down and have just as good of an experience. Slightly a little more difficult to dodge and stuff sometimes, especially if you have a chair without
With arms.
armrest.
Right, yeah.
Without armrest, it's a lot easier. But I love that we want like full accessibility. We want everyone to have a wonderful experience playing this game, regardless of whether or not they're able to stand for a long period of time.
Right.
And it's just so cool because
Oh,
I want
nice.
everyone to play the
Heard
games
that.
and have a good
Yeah,
time.
no,
So
it's
and punch
true.
things because it's
The,
good.
the coolest thing I saw was a blind gamer played it at
Oh, that
E3.
was so cool.
Eugene helped him out with it.
That was so cool.
That was
All
so
off
cool.
of just audio cues and haptics feedback and a little bit of direction
From
from
Eugene.
our
Yeah.
lead engineer on the project and project champion. Yeah, he's in Japan right now, or else you guys would all meet him. But he's on holiday after a very
good for
well
him.
deserved
Yes.
holiday. Oh yes,
After a long
yeah,
road trip, I'm
everyone's
sure.
kind of
Yeah.
taking
Well, that's good.
vacations right now. Except
I
for me.
remember seeing this game. I think you showed it at GDC earlier in the year.
What,
and
yeah.
you had a
what's
boxing
your other
ring.
Yes!
Oh,
It was
two
so
of
fun.
them.
What is that?
Two rings.
Two half-scale boxing
Rings,
rings
didn't
that were set up,
I
and
was,
they
I was
were
like, what?
wicked tall off the ground. Like so, I mean, you could
had to
literally
climb up to
you had to
them.
climb up into them. It was
So you
so
really
cool.
felt like you were
Yeah.
getting
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, it was like a
It
it was like a
yeah.
proper mat with
proper
springs,
man.
and
You had
we
to like go through the. You had to actually
You were
go
dinging
climb
it,
through.
right?
Oh, we have two.
We
oh
did.
my gosh,
We have
the
bells.
bells.
We have bells, and
That's-
whenever they'd start, we'd hit the bell.
Yep, that's how they knew to start. Yeah.
We mounted the trackers on the corners of the ring, so it actually had great
At a
tracking.
championship, did you
And
have a belt for the winner or something?
we did the belt at
We did the
E3.
belt at E3.
Yeah,
we had
did
the championship
at
belt
E3. We had
Yeah,
if you beat Rhino in under a minute, you
The
got
hoodie.
you got a hoodie and you were like entered to win the belts.
Yep.
Yeah.
So is this
Yeah.
going to be like something in VR esports?
I feel like it's pretty
challenges
I don't
or
know.
something?
don't know
Like-
if it
VR
will be-
esports is in an interesting spot right now, especially since I've been involved with it with Sprint Vector. So I don't know.
It's and honestly, it's still too kind of early to tell on
Yeah.
that. But I do know that we are a very big hit in the VR fitness community,
Like a
Yes.
orchestra
and
kind of
they've been
song.
amazing and have
I
having
mean,
such
that
a good
would-
time with
that
it.
would be the next step, right?
So there,
I think we could. There's a lot of
honestly, if
possibilities.
there's a demand for it and
this is,
it's something that we can feasibly do
like
in
the
the time
background on
limit
this song.
given,
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
I see no reason why we wouldn't
is the
at
yellow?
least
'Cause I can totally see
entertain
this
the
being like, this is a real match, but it's
Yeah,
just,
try
you
it
know.
out.
Oh,
I
yeah.
see.
It's in
I
VR.
already know that a ton of our partner arcades are already planning to do
It's
big
actually-
tournaments.
Oh, yeah,
with their
there's
big
tons of
tournaments
tournaments.
with that.
Oh, we have the Creed Boxing League
that's cool.
Facebook page. They're
Yeah,
already
I know,
doing
there's
just
already-
on their
League
own.
now,
Yeah,
there's
they're
a
so
league.
Yeah,
cool.
no, there's actually two.
we got two now.
two separate people, and it's hilarious because just yesterday they found each other on Discord, so they're going to merge their communities together. I was like, and someone's like, "Wait, I created this community. We should like bring them together."
I did not realize that. Oh, that's great. That makes me even happier.
Well, we should. I mean, we should try to tap
we
these
should
guys
get
out.
into that.
Maybe
There's our.
and maybe
Yay.
get them to
I know
bring
we didn't even get into like the staggering and
Oh,
the
yeah, there's
knocking
way-
out
there's way
aspect
more cool
because
stuff.
that's all part of the Phantom Melee and trying to make it like feel like all your flailing actually has an impact.
Yes.
But it also had a secondary effect, which is it makes you feel like you're in a movie.
Yep.
Like
Yeah,
that dramatic feeling when you get like thrown out of your body and you're listening to the ref countdown and you're like, no, I've got to get back, I've got to get back.
Like you're literally, it's like when you get hit and you're just kind of like shaking or like,
Yeah.
oh, getting your head back together.
Right.
We had to figure out how can we physicalize this to and gamify it, but still feel like.
Is there no
Yeah.
You know, how do I? Because you're trying to get up off the mat, and
Right.
you're like, okay, so
Yeah.
we did the kind of you get knocked out of your body, and you have to run back in time for the count. So it's
I
actually
missed it a couple
you
of
get to
times.
multiple.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, and
It's pretty cool.
every time you get knocked out, you get knocked back further and
Further.
further, so it takes you longer to run back. And
Wow.
it's again the videos
really
I see
fun.
are so
So
funny.
funny.
The Node guys put
Oh, I
out
love
a
them.
couple videos where one guy gets knocked out and he's frantically running back, and I want to yell at them because they're pro tip: running back to your body. Don't do this.
Yes.
And don't do
Oh, yes.
this.
Yes,
you want to
community.
do
Big-
this.
big motions.
Big
Oh,
motions. Yeah.
You haven't
So
got to
there's-
see my Electronaut
Well,
wiki.
there's actually two modes of movement that you can do in Creed Rise to Glory, and you can toggle it on and off in the options, and it's an advanced locomotion,
the advanced locomotion,
which
yeah.
is a real you do both. You do this one and then the reeling. So it's a reeling, so you can kind of like go side and back, and it just gives you that little bit extra
Like strafing
strafing type of thing, so you have a lot more control over your movement in the ring. And then there is the classic movement technique, which is like Lauren
It's
said,
fluid locomotion.
fluid locomotion.
If
Just
you
like
played
just
if you
yeah.
played Sprint Vector, you know how to run back to your
so
body.
it's nice,
Right.
big sweeping arm movements, just like if you were like running somewhere, you wanted
Yeah.
to do that.
Right.
So
right.
get
Yeah,
sprint-
I see way
sprint
too many
vector.
people doing this,
Yes.
and that
Yep.
just wears you out, and it won't get you there any faster.
You
But
want
some
it's
big
just
move.
just
Big
like
sweeping.
how the harder you throw your punch and the further your punch travels, the more impact it does
Yep.
to your opponent.
Exactly.
The further your arms travel during those running portions, and the force with which you put behind them will propel you forward.
Yep.
So doing this, you're just going to go like little baby steps. But if you do this, you're actually going to be taking big long strides.
makes
forward in
sense.
your
Long
body.
strides
Yes.
to get back into your body, and then when you're in match, if you have the option activated, and again, you can just go into the options of the game and activate advanced
So what does visual
movement,
do?
I think is
It's
what we
just-
call it.
Yeah,
advanced
well, it's
locomotion.
built into the career mode and all of
Yeah,
that,
exactly.
too. It's
Well,
just really
again, with
nice.
PvP, they give you a little tutorial on this is how you use advanced movement, and you're like, go over here, do this, and would you like to activate it?
Yeah.
Yes, and then it's turned on, or no, it stays off, and you can go into the options and activate it at your leisure.
selfie.
But it's
Whoa.
we wanted to again
Wait,
make
I
it
get
accessible
sketchy.
to everyone, and some people.
No, it's just for you. It's for your
VR is still a
visual
very
feed.
new platform,
Oh, wow.
Yes.
and a lot of people are very intimidated by it, especially when you have a gigantic freaking baddie coming at you with a rhino, and you're like, this is
Rhino
terrifying.
is scary.
I was
Yeah.
just like, hi. I've just been looking at these things for like 10 minutes, so I'm good.
Well, I
But-
was looking at the character
this is-
descriptions,
this is
and one of them
bad,
was
like,
like, what was it, Anna Maria? We were looking at the redheaded.
Scraps!
Scraps!
Scraps! Luke Scraps O'Grady.
And it was like scrappy, but like weak or something. Or
He's
I
quick.
forget.
He's quick. He doesn't
yes.
do it. Yeah.
Quick,
He's
but
our
weak.
Glass Joe.
He's our Glass Joe.
I
and-
chose him because I thought it was
I think
choose him.
Oh
super,
no,
super quick,
no!
yeah.
That's funny. Is people give that character a lot of shit, but I think people actually really like
Yeah.
him.
He was like my
that's-
first character that I picked. I was like, I'm gonna choose him.
Yeah.
Because somewhat, yeah, I hear that a lot in PvP. Is people like they pick him and they just go like, I'm gonna beat you with this guy just to insult you.
This is how bad you are.
This is a digital bitch slap. Sorry. Sorry. Yeah, it's we've gotten a lot of good feedback from people on that, and everyone seems to really like.
I like the
characters.
references of like you want a good balance of a player, but like let's do this.
Yeah,
let's,
we still
you know,
want it to be
have something
fun.
fun.
yeah.
It's again gamifying a traditional boxing simulator. We wanted it to be a nice marriage between
there
what's
are
it
no
called?
vocals in this?
Punch Out, and something like a Fight Night or a boxing simulator or something. And again, obviously with VR technology, we have limitations as to what we can actually do because the processing power is going to be different than say console or than just straight PC. All of that. So there were lots of challenges that we had to find a happy medium for, but that's one thing that we were hell-bent on, is making sure that we had proper boxing techniques. You're actually learning things that you should learn when you're boxing.
You can train too.
You can train too.
We're evacuating.
Oh my gosh!
There's going to be some sweaty headsets.
I'm gonna show
This
you
way.
guys right here.
Wait, tip it up a little bit. Yeah, there you go.
That's Nelson. And this is
Nate, they have been jamming out
They've
this
been watching you
entire
and
time while we've been
been
talking.
fun.
So I'm just actually
I'll happily, if you want, I'll play if you want to talk.
You
if we
can
want
do
to show a little
Creed.
of the career mode.
No, you just get it into a match. It's just
All right, cool.
yeah.
I am one of those people where I don't do the advanced locomotion, so.
which is totally fine. You can play
So is
just
this
as
boxing, or
successfully.
is
It is.
kickboxing?
This is
It's
boxing, the
Yeah,
boxing game.
this is
Yes.
the
So I guess
boxing game.
that's true. You would need like a controller.
Yeah, you would need the foot trackers.
Launch Creed right now.
Yeah,
That screenshot of Sperino getting
Getting
blocked always gets me.
Is that what's gonna happen? Yes, before and then after. But hopefully, it's
And
gonna be
also,
the next
I was just gonna say, like the other thing was there are already boxing games in VR, so
There
we were
are.
just determined to not make what seemed like a clone of
Yeah.
one of those and put our own spin on it. And give it-
Indeed.
and we have Rocky in ours.
And we have Rocky Balboa.
We
in
have
ours.
Rocky.
Yes, exactly.
That'll be fun.
So
It'll be fun.
there's
We're gonna
some-
do some boxing.
I'm boxing. Okay.
You want to do some boxing?
Well, I guess
You
I'm
want a
gonna
box,
do
or-
We're going to sit here.
I will box.
Okay,
I will
who
give
wants
Nate
to
a
break
break.
and I
I
will-
need
All right.
to rest a little bit.
Okay, yeah, Nelson needs a
I
break.
need to
So
stretch
yes.
real quick.
All right. Yeah. Come on over. So that way we.
Nate, grab your water.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
thank you. Great.
No problem.
Usually I sit at a computer all day and I don't. Do
I am
anything,
definitely
so
pretty
I
sorry.
like actually.
I haven't played it in a while, so.
Have some water here.
You look like you guys are having a blast.
I was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you gonna get a VR headset now for all
So who's
I
gonna be?
am.
Are these?
I really don't
Oh,
know
you
why
guys
I
gonna
haven't
do
dropped
a?
it yet.
Are we gonna do one
I
like
don't have a reason
PvP
anymore.
here, or are we doing single?
I think we'll probably do a little bit of both.
Use this
Okay,
one.
we can do
Yeah,
single
well,
first.
let's just
Let's do
Lauren,
single
let's have you
first.
just pop in and do like a free play a match of your choice, and then that gives you a little bit of time to rest, and then if we have time, or
Yeah, you got. Yeah, you
Let's
can
Relax. Yes.
Let me just get my headset adjusted here.
You can hop on over on the
The question is, do you want me to play in the back alley or?
yeah, that's exactly what I was just thinking. I'm like, which arena would be the best?
A good like representative arena.
Yeah, like
Walcott though?
Walcott is a good one, as well as Marquee Hall is also good. Honestly, they're all good. Truth be told, they're all good. They all look good. They all play well. It's just personal preference.
They play good.
Thank you.
They
for
play
flexing
good.
yourself.
Oh yes, this is. I'm SMRT.
You were having lots of fun there. Like,
Yeah,
we
that was
didn't want to
really
like
fun.
disturb you. We kind of
No,
felt
it's
like, you know what,
okay.
they're in their
That
zone.
was awesome.
Yeah, we
You're in
had
the
to
zone.
turn the camera
Hey,
at
guys,
one
it's
point
7
to see you
o'clock.
guys.
Yeah, exactly.
We've been here too long.
No, it's a.
One of the big complaints, quote unquote, I get about Electronauts all the time is people are like, I wanted to play for half an hour and I've been in for 3.
I didn't realize.
That's very common when people first try the game that they just end up in there for a long time.
Yeah. How long was I in there for?
A good probably 30 minutes or so. Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
the
You guys
sound
were
on
jamming away.
for the?
I think he was in there longer before we even started too, right? So you were probably for about
Yes.
45, I
Yeah,
would
yeah.
say.
That was a lot of fun.
wait until she jumps in.
Yeah, I'm getting it set up right now. I just calibrated. Loading free play.
And then our amazing, wonderful Rico going and teaching us in our tutorial videos how to
Yeah,
move
I'm
and do
just gonna
stuff.
show these really fast.
Rico
so
is the
people
first
can see
person to
that it's
transfer
like-
themselves into virtual reality. There he is.
There he
He's
is.
in all of our games.
He's in it.
Big movements there.
He's awesome.
All right, so we want to fight. Do you want me to show the exercises montage?
Oh, do a montage first, because this. So the montage is just like in Creed and the Rocky movies. You see the training montages. It's
Right,
lots
this
of
is like they're
the-
getting ready
well,
for the fight.
Yep,
Right? They're
exactly.
training for the
Training
fight.
for the
Yeah,
fight,
training
and
for
it's
the
we
fight.
wanted to make sure that we encompass all of that feeling because it's so quintessentially Creed and Rocky
I
universe.
like how you have hit here, hit
Yep.
the face,
So there-
chest, and
Yeah, it's cool. So there's multiple example, in the montage, because we have these are all individual mini games that you can then play and train outside. But the montage is a
Step forward a little bit.
no, got it. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
see
you
the
can
step
see, like
forward.
here, it starts training you to learn how to run, know where to punch, know how hard punches are, so you, honestly,
and
you
like
just
directional punching with the bag like
Yep.
that.
exactly. So like I said, we wanted to make a very
Whoa.
obvious Creed Rocky Universe
Oh, did you
experience.
press the Oculus
Oh.
button?
You press the Oculus
Oh,
button.
there
There
you
it
go.
is.
Time.
Yep.
Usually press the screen on success, so that's
Yeah.
the
Okay.
important
That's
part.
always part. Yeah, exactly.
Success.
But
Oh, okay.
exactly. So it's so you have the quintessential music in the background. Got
Yes,
fly
like
now.
getting you all hyped up.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
It's
So that
it's
was
one of
the
my favorites.
So that was the scraps montage.
Yeah.
Do you want me to
So-
do it again?
No. Let's go to.
So every character has their own montage.
Yes, there's a
was like the
montage
easiest
before. So in career mode, it starts with a little bit of training, and then a montage, and then which gets you ready for the fight.
Okay.
So 7 chapters, 7 montages, all teaching different things or giving you a little bit more difficult types of things, like the dodge with the double bag. You have to, takes a little bit of practice, but we wanted to ease people into some of the more difficult techniques, but wanted to give those. Oh, hey, yay, meat locker!
Yeah, it's like, there's the
Yeah.
meat.
Yes,
the
you
meat.
can go and punch meat in the meat locker.
Is it a pig?
It is a cow.
It's a cow.
It is a
Okay.
cow. And what was even funnier is both of my environment artists on this project, one is vegan and one is vegetarian. So I was like, hey guys, who would like to do the meat locker?
It's like,
And-
we don't know what this looks like.
Yeah,
We have
literally,
references.
yeah. So Lauren's all like, a different Lauren, not the
Yeah,
one playing, it was like, okay, I could taste it. Our vegan was just like,
I'm actually
I'll
not
do
eating
it, but
it,
I
right?
really would prefer to not have to look at meat for 2 weeks. And I was like, you guys
I'm
are
just kind of
awesome.
choosing random exercises.
Yeah. Do your thing.
Well, that's just vegan beef, right?
Just vegan. Well, technically, yes.
Diet
No
of natural causes.
No cows were hurt in the making of our game. Yes.
Also, fun fact: all of these training exercises have leaderboards.
Yes, they do.
So if
And
you want to like show you're the best at punching meat, this is how you do it.
there are way too many jokes
Number one
along
meat.
with that. I'm just
The
gonna
meat bag.
stay quiet.
So you're saying
let
there's
that
a
one-
number one global meat puncher in the world? Is what you're saying?
Oh, it's too easy.
I just, Wow.
So Creed as a whole, just taking a step back, I mean, so did MGM kind of approach you guys and say, hey, we want to do a VR experience? Did you, thought like, hey, the movie, this would be a great VR experience? Like, what was the train of thought?
Well, so we, MGM is one of our investors, and we work really closely with them because we know they have access to incredible IP. And really, Creed was at the top of our list, being something that is incredibly relevant today, that has incredible VR mechanics, that can be very cinematic. It's close to my heart, coming from Philadelphia, being very much a Rocky person. So Creed just kind of lined up on all avenues, and then really being able to line up Eugene and Kim actually as leading the project was really incredible. Like I feel like Eugene is one of the primary people who could teach you how to box
Yep.
at the office.
Yes,
So
he can.
for him to be
was he a boxer beforehand?
he's just Russian.
Okay.
I'm glad you said it because I was like,
Yeah,
is it
so,
It's a given.
Yeah.
He can throw punches.
he does
So,
know
yeah,
how to punch properly.
yeah,
Yes.
he can take care of himself. So,
Yes.
but yeah, so it just lined up really well. Like, okay, we can have a really incredible project here. So,
Also, may I point out, you
awesome.
get Michael
Yeah.
B. Jordan's abs.
Oh yes, look,
Yeah.
make sure you can really see the abs.
Ab Simulator.
Ab simulator.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Ab Simulator 9000.
Nice.
Yep.
like that.
So I don't have to work out anymore.
I prefer to just simulate my abs than
Yeah,
actually have to
go
make them
into
in real
yeah,
life.
go into a
Yes,
fight
you
fight.
virtually look great.
You go into a fight, and I'd say
I should
pick.
probably fight as Creed.
Yes, that would be ideal. And then maybe,
Spirited.
yeah, El Tigre's
The
good.
problem is I can't guarantee you I'll be able to beat any of the hard guys.
Yeah. They'll do like a El Tigre up top, middle top, yeah.
Yeah.
Just because he's
And watch as he
such-
proceeds to beat me into a pole. There's the back alley.
There's the back.
There's like the
Good old
bigger
back
arena
alley.
Do
too.
the back alley, yes.
No,
Back
let's
alley.
Let's do one.
Walcott. Well,
Yeah.
it's okay. We still have some time. We'll go back and do the next one in the back alley. It's a environment artists are.
Is this experience going to be like when the second movie comes out? Like I'm assuming at like a premiere or something. This will be make sense.
There will be. I can't go into any details, but there will be. We are working closely with MGM and Annapurna and the Creed 2.
So maybe.
So we're gonna go with maybe.
In
I can't go into
discussions,
any specifics.
Strong
but
maybe.
Strong.
Really solid maybe.
Makes sense, MGM. Makes sense.
I plead the fifth.
Rock solid maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been it's been pretty cool. So there's definitely more awesome stuff to come. Well,
He looks.
guess you need to practice. I guess you need to practice more.
He definitely looks mean.
Who is that?
This is El Tigre.
This is El Tigre, Axel El Tigre Ramirez, one of our the boxers that we made up.
Whoa.
Not a pre-existing. You
Basically-
hit the thingy again.
And there it is.
Yep. It's just you hit the Oculus Home button. That's all. It pauses it.
Are these shorts that he actually would wear, or like you just decided? This boxing.
Oh yeah, no. This
pants?
is a completely made up guy.
Okay.
And one of our amazing character artists, Dave, is the one that. Step
She's getting violent back
One
there.
step forward.
She's gonna destroy your office.
One step forward. One more. One more step forward.
Thank you.
Perfect. You're good. Nope.
No,
Too
no, no,
many
no, no,
steps.
no,
Step.
no,
Step.
Lauren.
She's like, I don't want to lose this fight.
Stop
She's like, I
moving.
don't want to lose this fight.
Hit
It's
the Oculus
terrifying.
button, Lauren. Hit the Oculus button.
I'm quitting it. I'm gonna.
No, you have to quit. Just pause it for a second.
Yeah, I know. Hang on. I actually cannot see where I am right now.
Okay. Yeah. It's the play space got hit.
To demonstrate what we were talking about.
Oh, here.
Safety
Hold on,
first,
I'm gonna,
everyone.
over
Safety
here.
first. Make sure your play space is very nice and open. You're wearing the wrist straps. And you don't need to move your feet in Creed.
Yes.
It is your feet can stay stationary. It's all upper body. It's very
because
difficult.
you're
You have to
into it.
practice. Yeah, you have to kind of practice reminding yourself that to move you don't need to move your feet. It just takes a little bit of practice. We all do it, and that is again why we have our monitor graveyard, because there have
We were
been
talking
a lot
about
of
that earlier.
monitors that have been punched
Yes.
by things,
Yes.
us mainly. But yeah, it's a good time.
Alright. It's weird just this cable like to the side.
Yeah. Let's see.
First strap back on. Oh
Thank
crap. He's
you.
gonna beat me when I get in because I think I'm facing the other
Use
way.
the quick turn.
Yeah,
No,
you
I
can
know.
do the
I'm
quick-
just getting ready to like go in and run away.
Oh, you gotta use the locomotion too.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, retry. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Let's start that over. Because I actually had him. I'd already staggered him once. I just won't move my feet again.
Mainly just for yours and other people's
He
safety.
is so feisty in the corner.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Let's just have a clean fight, right?
So yeah,
Clean
so
fight.
each of the all of the boxers, the opponents and fighters in this, we wanted to give them personality and make have different fighting styles and stuff like that to make sure that it's not just the same thing over and over and over and over again. We wanted to give variety and replayability. So you'll see like all of the different boxers have different intros that encompass kind of the way that they react. Some
Right.
like Rhino, it's just a gigantic. He's like a tank. He's terrifying. He's like
Hard
a,
to
does
put
like
down.
Well, we
a
made
thing that's
everyone
amazing.
play in the demo.
Yes, which is terrifying. I love him.
Well,
So
see,
many
now you're going to have to
people.
play Rhino. Now that we're talking about it.
Right, yeah, Rhino's the one that everyone's seen and gotten to play at. I think Rhino was at GDC or E3. Rhino, I think. GDC?
I think it was GD.
It all mushes together after
Yeah,
a
it
while.
definitely
Leave this on her
Yeah.
because it is definitely. It's nice to see how she's kind of moving
Oh, absolutely,
to it,
yeah.
so.
So yeah,
One stagger out of the
one
way.
stagger out of the way. So yeah, so your gloves will start glowing red.
There's the stagger.
Yep, so there's the stagger, and then you can see the gloves are glowing red when she starts punching a lot, and that means that you're going to have a bit of a lag between your punch and how it connects in the game.
Okay.
So so that's how our stamina system and how we
you have to
show
put your gloves
fatigue.
in that
So you have
position.
so that's when you get staggered. So you get knocked out of your body, but we didn't want it to be cake or death. We didn't want it to be
Right.
you either
Get it
are
down.
fighting or you're getting kicked out of your body. We wanted a little mid-ground, and that's the matchup. So it kind of is you need to kind of collect yourself for a second. You're like, okay, there, and you're back in it. And then there's the actual getting knocked out of your body and having to run back in, which might happen this fight. So one more of those, and I think
You
she'll
guys throw the
get.
tougher points and I'll show you definitely.
But yeah, the our character art is nice. Our character artist was also an ex-tattoo artist, and he created all of the tattoos himself. And he's like, "This was so much fun." I'm like, so he did an amazing
That's
job.
part of the creative process. So
Oh,
I just
1
wanted to
minute.
call that.
What? Nice.
Wow.
See, you don't suck.
Well, that was just El Tigre. He's like the second opponent you fight.
So you're the best meat puncher now?
No.
I'm sweaty now. I'm glad I wore leggings.
Yeah, seriously. You gotta be all nimbly bimbly.
Let's get some
insane.
water for a second.
Yep. So, yeah, that's Creed. She's going to have a couple
Yes, a
second
little break, yeah.
break to get some water and
Yes.
collect herself. It's
I don't know if
it's
you guys,
a lot
I
of
don't know if
work.
you guys saw, but I got that like finisher combo in there.
Mhm, Yep.
That
That was
was
super
really nice.
fun.
That was
Yeah,
cool.
it's a stagger combo.
was
It's
so
a lot of
bad.
fun. So we
I've
just
actually never seen that animation before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it
When
was
he
really
fell
good.
back and he came up and was like,
yeah, oh yeah. Our- we,
"How'd you do that?"
yeah, we have
It's his move.
they have taunts
He's taunting
as well.
you.
Yep,
Yeah,
exactly.
totally.
Yep,
I can
that's
tell
one of the
it's
His tone
taunts.
is this.
That's
Yeah.
what
It's
it is.
like, come
And
on,
that's
let's
why
do
PvP
this.
is so fun because you have mics so you can trash talk each other.
Oh.
Which is really the best part,
That's
honestly.
pretty-
Like when we play
that's pretty
in the
awesome.
office together, a lot of times, like, oh my gosh, when Seth and Max come over to the Creed bullpen to play, it's
Yeah.
our CEO and lead counsel.
Lead counsel and executive vice president. Yeah.
Executive vice
And they
president.
just have the most knockdown, drag
Oh my
out
gosh.
fights in Creed.
Just
It's
screaming
pretty
and cursing,
hilarious.
and everyone stops
The whole office
working and
grinds
just
to a halt and
watch
just
them
watches.
because
Yeah,
it's
it's pretty
the
funny.
funniest thing. And also Seth, I think, has punched at least 2 monitors during that. Yeah, they are. It's so
I
much
would not
fun.
be surprised.
They love playing, and it's so much fun to watch them
Yeah.
because they super get into it, and they just have a great time. And so, actually, I think on Monday, we have a battle to the death, technically, between Festa and Sam.
Yes!
So we have because
Nice.
they keep trash talking each other at the office, so they're actually going to play Creed and see who can beat the crap out of each
Should
other.
be like a good
I'm
game to
excited.
settle like something.
Yeah,
like,
oh,
you know,
yeah.
I feel like we need a live
Like
stream.
there's
Let's
actually
settle
a
this.
meeting invite
Yeah.
on my calendar that they sent out.
Please
like,
add me to that. I want to watch that.
oh yeah, it's super happening.
Yeah,
Oh
let's
yeah.
settle this in
Well,
Creed.
that was the idea with Creed on the arcade side was if you have 2 friends who are just like, I'm gonna kick your ass, no, I'm gonna kick your ass. They just like walk into a VR arcade and then actually fight each other, right? So it's
Just
kind
settle.
of that.
Just go and settle the score without dealing
Yeah,
to each other.
it's so it's a very simple but compelling PvP experience.
It is.
It's really,
Which
really
will continue to get better and better and better because our wonderful Ava, one of our engineers on Creed, she
good. Oh,
not single-handedly but
do you want
close
to do PvP or do you want to do another fight?
got PvP
I think we should do
to
PvP.
function and
Who
work,
wants
and
to
it was
jump on?
awesome.
Who wants to jump on?
I think you're.
I'll be the meat bag.
Yeah.
Did you get to it? You're good?
You might be.
Okay,
You
I
might
wanna
be
make
me,
sure.
For all I know.
Nelson is gonna hop on again. You're such a trooper, Nelson.
Am I getting
is
paid
he
for
gonna
this?
Such a
be-
trooper. No, look, you wanted to
You're
come here.
on
This is the price you pay for coming.
Okay, I'll pay this any day.
Am I going to be the host for the match? I assume.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Cool. I'll just wait then.
You're looking for my profile, which is
It should just be right there.
Chloe Pop. Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
one right on top.
Right on top.
Yeah.
Oh, they even have little boxing gloves on. That's cool.
Oh, you know what? Let me move a chair over.
Oh,
So I have a door behind me. How do I like not step on this?
you just have to be mindful of it.
Yeah. The next again, like.
I wish it would, like,
if
attach
you know-
my
I
back
was
or
moving
something.
way too much in that first round where I had to restart. If you noticed, I barely moved in the second. I just pretty much
Yeah.
my upper body moved.
Yeah, because we have to make
That
sure
was
that
the
the
way-
tracking, you stay
So,
within the
question
tracking sweet
for you
spot.
guys. Do you have any plans to add like tactile feedback for?
Well, that was one of the questions
Um,
earlier. Yeah, because you were in the
You
zone
were- you
before.
were-
Oh, okay, yeah, but I produce music and I've used the sub pack in the past, and I feel like that would be a great vehicle kind of to have like a tactile feedback. If you had tactile like actuators all around your body, you could kind of simulate punching in certain spots, which I think would be pretty sweet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know, Kim, if you want to comment on that or.
I was half listening.
Yeah.
What? Honestly, I was reading through the live chat to see if there's anything that needs to be answered because at first I thought you guys were talking about Electronauts. I'm like, I don't know, it's Electronauts.
Yeah, Electrons is great with the sub pack. I know there's
Yeah.
APIs into those packs to simulate like punching from different directions and stuff. I'm not sure if there's anything on the roadmap.
Well, we have the haptic.
That would
We have a
be-
haptics a
That's
couple
right, you have to
haptics
accept
vests at the office, and we
Accept
are
in the
messing
challenge.
around with them to see what else we can do to make feedback even more substantial and feel even more like you're immersed in an actual boxing match.
Right.
So I mean, we're looking into stuff. Absolutely, we always want to make
make it more real.
exactly,
or more
and have
immersive.
seriously, and
Wait, why
it's
is it
pretty
this
cool.
way?
But
why
it's not something that's on the immediate roadmap right now. We're just trying to make sure that the current experience is as bug-free and balanced and fun as possible for all of our users. Once we get that
I'm looking at you
over the
right
next
now
couple
for
of
the
weeks, a
screen.
little
Use
bit
the quick
more
turn.
Are you looking at
kind of
this? Or should I
solid. It's pretty solid actually already, I have to admit. But there's still stuff that we absolutely
Right.
want to fix,
Yeah.
and people
Oh,
are
wait, pressing button count.
telling us like, hey, what if we did this, or have you thought about
Yeah.
doing this as well? And we're like, we have
Okay, I
a
see.
laundry list, and
It's
we
It's in our R&D list.
no, seriously though, yeah,
Yeah.
we and we very very much like live by that list. We
Yeah.
want to do what's great for our users.
I
Hi.
just hit PvP, so.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out how I'm inviting him.
Oh, quick match, friends. Okay.
Yeah,
nice.
so
You should see it on the list of
you should
invites.
see
Yeah,
it
I
in the
see
list
you
of
guys
invites.
invited you to a game, but what do I accept?
Now go to go back. Hang on, look at the menu.
Return me?
Oh, he's over there.
Hit friends. Then on the right you should see
Oh.
invites. There you
Yeah.
go. Click on that.
There you go.
Cool. It's like I don't know which one I'm looking
Yeah.
at.
And then you click the
Yeah,
invite.
I
Click
remember.
accept,
I think I'm Bobby Nash right now.
and then hit yes.
Oh.
There we go.
There you go.
Thank you.
Alright, let's do this.
So I'm still there. We go.
I haven't done a cardio in 2 years.
Remember,
2
keep,
years.
remember, keep your feet planted.
You also have a quick turn too, Nelson. Yeah. So the quick turn is with the left, or the joystick. Sorry, the right stick.
Yeah, I gotta
move this
You
cord
can change
to.
your fighter.
Wait, how do I?
Wait, how do I quick
Use
turn?
the joystick. Hit it left or right.
Oh, this one.
And I quick.
And I quick.
Just hit it left or right.
Oh.
So just in case you need to get yourself turned around, you can use that. Try to
pick the red.
try to face the
Totally thinking the red.
try to face the cameras. Yeah.
What's his name? Radio Shady or something?
It's Luke Scraps O'Grady.
It's all made.
It's all made up.
Not all of them. Sperino right there.
Agreed.
Yep.
Oh my God, you're a security guard.
Oh, we love that dog. He's so beast.
Yeah. Go to
He
the
looks like
He looks like he hasn't done cardio in 2 years too, so
Yeah, it's a
This,
a big boy.
this match is pretty well tempered.
Like I said, you might beat me. So.
Looks angry.
Oh, that's right. You get to pick.
Come on, let's
Now-
do
now you
this.
should
The
go to-
alley.
yeah,
The
do the
alley.
alley.
The
How do
alley.
I? Which one's the
Top
best
right.
the
time?
alley.
back alley is the one
alley.
that
All the way on
is
the
being
right.
To the right.
screened.
No,
right.
no, to the right, to the
Up,
right.
up and to the right.
Oh wait, back
To the
alley.
right,
Where
right,
is
right.
that?
You're there.
Your other
To the
right.
right.
Military
Right,
right.
there
There
you
you
go.
go.
There you go.
Military right.
What are fight rules? No.
Now you can.
No, you just.
There
want
are
to
no
confirm,
rules. This is
There
like
are
Fight
no
Club.
rules.
So,
Okay, I like
the
this.
fight rules are just different options
So
that you
if I
can. So
run-
like
If I run,
not
I
have
win?
any intro animation stuff like that. Just to
There actually-
get
I have
no
seen people
rounds, so
chasing
you can just
each other
keep
around.
fighting. Things like
Why
that.
do
We
I
wanted to
walk?
give a lot
It
of
says on the
options
right.
so people could play out as
Look on
they
the right.
want.
Look up. Look right
There we
there.
go.
Oh,
It's
I do
telling you what
this?
to do.
Yep.
Watch,
So
watch coach in the way in there.
you
You-
press the bottom buttons and
Do the
swing
locomotion.
Oh, I pressed the
Oh, I
button.
pressed the bottom
bottom
buttons.
buttons
Okay.
together, hold
And
them
then-
down,
yeah.
and there you
Oh,
go.
okay.
And that one you have it. You
looks
have
so
advanced
funny right
locomotion.
now.
You have advanced locomotion on, so you will be able to have
Oh,
that
I see.
in
How do
a
I move backwards?
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay, I see it. I
It's
see it.
a reeling, and then you can do it sideways as well, so you can
It's like
strafe.
you're-
So I kind of have to like almost.
Sideways. I haven't figured out the
I'm not gonna
sideways.
punch you until you say you're ready.
It's like you're reeling in a fish.
Okay,
Okay, so wait, how do
It's
I
more
go?
like you're
Okay,
reeling
got
a
it,
fish.
got
He
it,
looks
got
like
it.
he's dancing.
How do
Oh, yeah,
I
we do that all the time.
You can totally like
Love this.
check out those moves.
Like another
Check out
20?
those moves.
Wait.
Like moving.
He's like a
You-
big
there
teddy
you
bear.
go.
He's not even
No, if we want to just like have a practice round, we can figure it out. I'm down.
I mean,
I think it's more fun to watch.
Yeah, it's actually more
You should
fun
just
to
toy,
watch.
just toy with him, Lauren. Just toy with him and then knock him out. Like.
I agree. It's sink or swim, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, put on your big girl
Wait,
pants.
so-
Wait, no, it's like
Does it matter if I duck?
Yeah, you can duck.
But no, it's this.
Oh,
okay.
Duck and duck.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
you can do
absolutely. Yeah, like this,
I think
because
this
this
is-
catches on your hands a bit.
What is
So
this?
this,
Oh, okay.
because then you can go this way and this way, and then you can punch, and your arms aren't.
So I do this. I do like the locomotion and different.
Well, that's also just because your hands are weak. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly. But yeah, no, for the advanced locomotion that you can see the reeling, it's kind of good to do this because you can also do it while blocking, so you want to make sure that you can do that.
Yeah, it's not something we talk about a lot, but I think it's a really cool locomotion system. It's very smooth.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is very smooth.
This like smooth criminal.
Did I really? I hope somebody
recorded that.
It's on,
Well,
it's on the
if we're
stream.
getting
Well, it's on the stream. Everything is recorded. The internet is
All right, come
forever.
on, make war not
Let's
love.
go, come on.
Fight, kill each other.
Touch each other in the heads.
You gotta come closer.
Look, come closer.
Come closer.
Yep, there we go.
Look, Lauren, I need 8 rounds here, okay? But I need you to, we gotta fill the card up properly. But then once it hits round 8, I want you to knock him out.
Ooh, you press,
Nelson,
yeah,
you gotta take a
keep hitting, I know.
fall. You're taking a fall in the 8th.
So yeah, when your gloves are glowing red, it means that that hand is fatigued, and you'll want to block momentarily to regain your stamina, so you can get a 1-to-1 punch, so you don't have that lag between your
I see what.
actual. It's pretty cool.
You do like a cha-cha.
I like your taunting there. Yes, you're dancing around.
Hilarious.
This is what we do at work too.
fucking
So this is exactly how we mess around with this at work. So
I was playing around with it too. It's lots of
it's
fun.
really fun.
Yeah, it is. It's like, you look so ridiculous.
yes.
Now, at a street back alley, you can't take anything and throw things around.
The environment is not destructible. Well, again, it goes back to the not only timeline limitations because it was a relatively short development cycle, but also
How do I see where my
technical
how do I know where my
limitations of
stamina
the
is?
hardware itself. And it's like, okay, do we want to put the time and effort into
I see.
making a area
a lot
destructible,
easier when you're
or
not
do we
playing
want
Red
to make PvP work?
I agree.
So I mean, we kind of were like, we want to make PvP work. That sounds way more.
This is definitely entertaining. I think,
Oh, yeah, match it
like
your
what?
hands. There you go. Yeah, you got it. Perfect.
Okay.
Okay, I see.
Lauren, take him out.
Lauren.
Enough playing around. It's time to finish him.
Finish him.
Yes.
Oh, are you done, or can you get up?
Swing your arms.
Swing your arms. So like you're running.
Like you're
Like
running.
you're running.
Like you're running.
Back and forth. Back and forth.
Like you're running, but you're jogging.
Jogging.
Do the running man.
Oh, okay, I see.
Well, you can also swing your arms. We'll show you when your headset's
Wait, you
off.
literally just punched me out of my body?
Yep. And that will happen
Okay,
again, but further. So you're going to have to run even faster back to your body if it happens again. So heads up.
Oh, I see.
And
Oh,
you'll
I
want
see,
to.
I
You'll
see,
want
I
to.
see.
Some of these lucky charms.
I
Come
see
on.
it.
Wow.
Especially with almond milk.
Is that too many lucky charms?
Oh, this escalated quickly.
Yeah.
It's like someone's getting very violent. Both of them are just getting a little bit crazy.
I see
what you're trying to do.
So you can see the two different the Phantom Melee, the ghost hands. You kind of see when they start detaching when they get tired. Round 7. Ooh, round
You
7.
can aim for the midsection too,
so
right?
Yep.
That's
Yeah, you can absolutely do body hits, and then we
I'm
also
very
have
sweaty.
a wounding system.
How do you do
So
that?
How do you do that?
different
Oh, you're just like, are you just doing
hitting
this?
them in different areas of the torso or the face. They get swollen eyes,
I can't do it with my fingers.
bruising and stuff, so you can actually see.
Is that PG?
Is that PG-13 game?
It is a teen game, yes.
Teen for hilarious violence.
Hilarious violence, yes.
Oh!
Okay. Nice. Round 8.
Oh, the 8th round.
Here it is.
End it.
This is the 8th round.
So this is actually something I don't really know. Like, depending on the fighter, does that affect how much HP you have?
Well, it depends. In career mode, obviously, they get progressively more difficult because it's an actual career progression, of course.
Right.
But they have different fighting techniques that you have to change your fighting style to. So for instance, like Rhino, the big tanky guy, he has a ton of heavy punches, like really heavy punches. Whereas Scraps, Irish guy,
Wait, I'm not getting anywhere.
You have to
is
swing
really
your arms.
quick.
Swing your arms.
Swing your arms back, back and forth.
Like you're running.
Like you're running.
No, you're swimming. That's swimming. Don't swim. You gotta run. Like running, yeah.
That makes so much sense.
And everyone watching, this is why
getting
you
closer.
need to watch and look at the tutorial videos very quickly when you're learning to do this.
I hope this is recorded.
promise it makes sense. But yes, there are two types of movement. Again, the swinging, like, oh, can you see me? Oh, hi, there we
You're in
go.
the
Swinging
ground.
like this, back and forth. So it's like real, like, running motion, and then the
That's
reeling.
freaky.
You want to do both.
So we say running, we're like this.
We're like this.
Gotcha.
Like
Like
that.
actually running, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I thought. Yeah, I
And
thought-
yes, this
I
is being
actually-
recorded,
I actually
so.
run like
I don't run like this.
I just realized that the camera wasn't pointed at you, so they couldn't see how.
He was running like
It
that.
was just doing this. It was wonderful. Yes. That is hilarious. Creed. Bringing
Does
people
anybody else
together.
want to jump on? Yeah, I was gonna say, how are we doing on time?
We've got like 15 minutes, so we can do one more PvP. Yeah.
Winnie, do you want to?
I can jump on, sure. Does anybody else want to?
I've played hundreds of hours of
I'll
this
give
game.
it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm happy.
Oh my gosh, I get to
Actually,
fight.
let's you and Anna want to play.
Yes.
You guys, the coworker.
It's Dell versus Sergio. So.
Obviously, I'm gonna lose.
It's a little sweaty in there.
Our game's a lot. This is not
Good fight.
Not yet.
Soon.
soon,
No,
but
if
not
you win, it'll be
I'm
Dell
getting
EXE
better.
Scorpios.
I think I've been watching everybody play, and I'm like, I can't out of those lights.
Yeah. You'll work out with that.
Now that I'm a sweaty mess.
That was.
This is
All I will
what
say
she
is,
does.
we still went 8 rounds.
Did we not go around?
Yeah.
No, we went 8 rounds.
Yeah.
Oh, is that good?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's a long match.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. You did. Yeah.
That was
That was fun.
that was fun. Yeah, I like that. I can see this as being something to settle a lot of arguments.
do this?
It's like, fine, you want to fight it out? Let's fight it
Yeah,
out.
this is a great way to solve arguments.
Again, like I said, if you want to see some of the most hilarious Creed PvP videos, go on Node. Because they've
so
made a
funny.
couple, and they are, at one point, they love the back alley. They fight in the back alley, and at one point the guy has been knocked out like 4 times, so he's having to run back so far, and the other guy's like gloating and
He's
walking
like,
around the space like,
Nice.
yeah. Well, that was happened when they were in an arena. So he like goes up to the ropes, and Rocky's standing there. And he's like, Rocky, my hero, my inspiration. And he's like talking to Rocky while this other guy's just like, nah, we're trying to get back.
It's definitely a fun way to troll your friends. What should I do? And we do it
Because
often.
you have the mics makes it just beautiful.
Yeah, I like that. I like that aspect of it.
Let's see.
How do I turn on the advanced
You should be in. Okay, now let's see. Oh, where'd you go? You were in the right place. Okay,
Is there
so
any significance to
options,
the Orgon we're
controls. I lied. Gameplay. Gameplay. Think?
So you can see Winnie.
No,
too.
wait.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's
Alright.
perfect. You can see
What is
it.
Legion Computer Edition?
Oh, and she actually moved in a little bit.
Yeah.
I think it does not, it's not a thing.
It is, but it might only be. Oh, it might be in the.
I can't move backwards.
It might not be in the hand. You might have to actually go to the not the wrist menu options, but to the regular options,
Okay.
because you're in game, and I think we to.
Man, I should have played as Bobby Nash.
Okay, let me go back to the PvP.
It's one of
Yeah.
Is Nathan someone we can beat up in this game?
No, but our COO.
Bobby Nash.
Oh, really?
Nash.
Oh, I see.
That's why I was laughing about Bobby Nash,
Yeah.
just because he is our COO. Character does not look anything like him, but that's pretty fun.
So yeah,
Oh, I
I
see.
think you just have to go into.
I'm selecting. I'm just.
Sorry, I'm
I
sweating.
think it was in. I think if you go back to gameplay, I think it was there.
Oh, it is. No, I think it's just.
No, it was. There, I can't remember what the logic was, but there was a method to our madness about having it in the wrist menu in the actual game. If it's something that,
3
yeah.
years working in VR, and I should learn by now to always pull my hair back.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
I am so sorry to everyone sitting next to me on my flight later tonight, because I kind of smell like a goat.
So I invite you to go to multiplayer.
She smells lovely, everyone. So
And it should be on the
I'm
site.
sitting next to her. She smells delightful.
Okay, I'm good.
Want to make
We,
sure.
we could
I
just,
hear
we
you all
could
the
just
time.
spray you with
Perfect.
something. Get rid of it.
I'm just
No,
gonna,
I'm
I'm
just
just gonna like pull out some Febreze.
Yeah.
You wanna be-
No, actually, you smell fine. So
Okay.
and I'm very
Yeah, you
sensitive to
should
those
be,
things. So you're all good.
This guy right
This guy right
I do
here?
weightlifting, not cardio, so I get sweaty.
You and me both.
Keep going.
Top, left.
Your other left.
This guy right
That's
here?
every time in VR.
Yep.
Your other right.
This one? Why am I at Hollywood?
Because you can choose whoever you want to be.
Yeah, so it's Adonis Hollywood Creed is his full name in the
But that's
Creed
actually
movies.
kind of cool because since we're looking through Nate's headset, right?
We'll see.
So we'll get to see what Creed actually looks, the Creed model looks like.
Yep.
Where do you guys want to
Which
do?
is he has very impressive abs.
How
Mighty Mix Gym.
could let's do Hartley Park.
Any part?
Yeah, that one's fun and it's pretty.
Hot lip.
Hartley Park.
Could you end up like customizing yourself in this thing?
We don't have that now.
No.
It's
okay.
it's a
Alright.
ridiculous amount of work
Yeah.
for customization, and like I said, we
tall.
wanted to focus our attention on the stuff that is going to be more gameplay related first. I can't say whether or not we'll update it and include that, but it's not on
Yeah.
the docket so far.
Okay.
It's on our long list of nice to haves and awesome.
How do I actually go
but
to it?
it is just a ridiculous amount of work to get something like that in that
Yeah.
system.
Okay. It's not.
So we'd prefer
coming
to,
up
to
with
just
the-
Is the menu in front of you?
go and make
Yeah, the menu's in front of me, but I
current
don't see the.
iteration of the game
I don't
as
see the laser
clean
pointers.
and bug-free and balanced as possible, and then
Right, keep it simple.
yeah, as my dad says, KISS, keep it simple, stupid.
Yep.
So
Hey, my dad says that too.
My dad
it's
says
the
that too.
daddest
Everyone's
thing
dad says
ever.
We have the same dad?
Well, obviously, we
Growing
look
up.
exactly alike.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe.
It's not showing it with the calibration.
Keyboard
Creed model
calibration.
came out really well.
They're doing a what? Huh?
Do you have a keyboard
I
calibration?
can't calibrate.
Trying to do her height.
She's trying to calibrate and it's not calibrating.
Oh.
Yeah, but I can't. It doesn't shoot.
It probably just hits
I
hit
don't
C and
There you
it's
go. You
okay.
just got it.
Yeah, calibrate up top in the wrist menu.
Okay, she just got it. She's got
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Okay, cool.
it. All right. Now we're
I'm like,
set.
yes, there is.
Oh, this is her. Okay.
See if you can catch me here.
Oh my god, I'm just looking at my pants. Look how.
Yeah, let her admire her abs first.
Oh, round 3.
Do we want to? Do you?
Oh, I
Can
love
they
the abs.
restart the match?
Yeah, it's fine. We can also just do a retry. It's
So
fine.
what is So are do the rounds last a specific amount of time, or how does that?
Yeah, I think our rounds are currently 60 seconds.
Yeah. Okay.
None of this friend stuff.
And
Beat each
that
other
is-
up.
And that is the essence of PvP right there. Yeah, but Nate, she's got Rocky in her corner, so you better watch out.
Yeah. What are you trying to say?
Yep, and
Where are we going? Where are we going?
Punch him in the back, punch him in the back, punch him in the back. Punch him.
yes, and
I love the little bursts, like, wait.
and no, you cannot jump over.
I see
the,
how funny it looks.
Exactly. You cannot jump over the out of the ring to go beat up Rocky, trainer Rocky. You cannot do it. This is not the McGregor fight. You cannot do that. If anyone actually watched the fight last weekend, so
I like that Bobby Nash's gloves are gold on the inside.
yeah, damn straight.
Line up your feet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Line
Okay.
up your hands.
All right.
Your feet. What? I don't know where that came
Words.
from.
What?
We were talking about how their feet move really, so.
Yeah, the Mary then feet pinning is always a difficult thing to. I love the gold on his gloves. It's so cool.
Royal.
Yeah, our character artists and riggers and animators just
I'm not
crushed this.
kidding
They did
you.
such a freaking good
Because
job.
I don't get
Yeah,
to
the
see
visuals look insane.
I don't get to see the Creed model move very much
Yeah.
because
It looks so
because
good.
you play as him and it looks so good.
Yeah.
So
it's awesome.
what kind of hardware would you need to play this?
This is on PSVR, Vive, and Oculus.
Okay.
So any one of those headsets, you can play this game and have a really good time. It runs very well on all of them.
That's an interesting question. I actually just
So
came up
if, with an,
I don't
with. Is it possible to make your strikes interrupt strikes?
Okay,
So if I'm looking like if I'm looking like a windmill trying to hit you in the body and head at the same time, can a quick 1-2 to the face stop a windmill punch?
I think it already can.
Yeah, I was gonna say I
Yeah,
think I
just
did. I
that's
think I
the
actually
stagger,
did that
yeah.
to you. Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah, I
Because
think
you were like,
it
nah,
works that
and I
way.
just went like that to you.
I
'Cause
wish
You
I
were,
could've
you were
s-
trying to get at my body,
Yeah.
so I just went like that to your head.
Oh, I see. I wish I could have seen that.
It's all, and just like in boxing, it's all about watching your opponent. So if you can tell if they're going for your body, like
Yeah, and remember you can duck out of the way and activate slow-mo
Slow-mo.
in free play mode, and it's really cool. It's just really fun. But yeah, we had we obviously had boxing instructors come in and people who are trained in boxing to play to make sure that we were teaching things correctly. We, weren't overcomplicating other things. They are having way too
It looks like your arm is coming off.
Wait. I want to see the pretty people.
Oh, nothing bad will happen to you. No one will
Everyone.
Yes! I love that PvP always becomes this.
This is exactly what it devolves into every time. It's really fun.
Wait, so does it track how fast your glove is moving and like that's how much power?
Absolutely. So you can, if you lightly punch, you're only going to do about 5 damage. If you punch super duper hard, you're going to do 20 damage. So you can do little jabs that just like in real boxing. You can do jabs. You can do uppercuts, hooks, all of the things. But at any, pretty much the harder you swing, the more damage you're going to do. That's simple. So we wanted to make sure that was also in. So, people can. Oh, I got what?
Chris just said over Slack, like, we did good, gang.
Which Chris?
Chris Kuchala.
Oh, I love her so much.
What, or like head of QA,
Hi,
who is
everyone.
amazing.
My wonderful QA department. You guys are amazing.
So if I throw one of those things at him, do I do maximum damage?
If you throw one of the controllers at him,
Yeah, I do
yes,
maximum
that
damage.
does maximum damage. Physically removing the controller from your hand and chucking it at your opponent's head will absolutely do more damage to him.
Alright, so that's how you win this game.
That's how you win.
That's how you win this game.
If you can afford new controllers that often, you do your thing. But please don't throw. Yes, everyone, please do not throw your actual physical controllers at your opponents.
He's looking at me. He's just staring at me. He's just staring right here.
$5 on Winnie. Yeah.
Not helping. Not helping.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
Yeah, get all that anger out.
It's a
It
great
is really
for getting out aggression. though.
really good for that
Yeah. Lewis, $5 on Winnie.
Winnie.
Yes,
Yeah.
Lewis.
No,
Double the bet.
Right here. No, you come to me. You come to me. No, you come to me.
exactly
No,
what
you come to me.
work is when we start playing PvP in the office.
That's
Yes.
awesome.
So, in other words, we don't take it seriously.
No.
We just.
I
It's
need
a
this
game.
in my office.
It's a game.
seriously.
You're supposed to have
This
fun.
is how you settle debates
Oh,
now,
absolutely.
right? It's like
this
just
is how we
punch
settle
it
out
out.
where we're going to lunch.
You might need that. You might need a few more
Your
rounds for
entire
that
the
one.
office
Yeah.
is going to get really fit now.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't get up there. I can't get up there. What do I?
Oh yeah, you're
I'm too.
yeah. That's the.
Keep running. Keep running.
Come on!
Run, Winnie.
Go, Winnie, go! Go, Winnie, go!
You have to run back to your body when you're doing that.
Nathan's the
I
winner.
tried.
Really fast. It's difficult. It's a lot
Yeah,
of work.
you
running.
have to-
Because
And that's why those long strides are so important because you probably saw like when he knocked me out that one time, 2 strides got me back to my body.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
I mean that was the short. That was the short.
No.
Of course, yeah.
This?
No.
No, him. No.
It's like
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
we tell people it's like running, except people don't do that. So the most thing I can equate it to is cross country skiing, which a lot of people haven't done. So you can't really describe that to people.
Yeah, that's a tough one as well.
Because it's like
Well, but there is a tutorial, right? That, like,
There is,
shows.
yes, there is. There are many tutorials actually, both in the training portion of the game as well as in the fights themselves, especially in the beginning fights, to remind you how to play. So it's all there.
okay.
How you hold up?
How are you doing?
I was defeated. Obviously, I didn't think that I would
mean-
beat Nate, but it was good.
But with practice and yeah, it's amazing how quickly people can get how quick people can get at this.
Yes. Well, I wanna thank you guys. We're at the end of our segment. I'm so like drained and sweating.
You're gonna sleep really well tonight, by the way.
We're all
Yes.
boasting our Oculus mask. It's so nice.
Well, awesome games from Servios, right? Raw Data, Sprint Vector, Electronauts, Creed, Rise to Glory coming out.
Out.
and available
Yeah,
on
very
all
much out.
platforms, right?
All
On
out,
All
yeah.
major
platforms.
VR platforms.
Exactly.
Yep.
Available on Steam, and thank you so much, guys, for coming and talking
Thank
to
you so
us.
much for having us. This has been so much fun.
Nate over here.
Cool.
Just
Come on, squeeze in here.
squeeze. Say goodbye to
Here, let
everybody.
me.
Let's get
We have
get the whole
room.
crew here.
There we go.
And so where can we find you? More information? Any Any special things you want to leave our audience with?
Of course, if you have VR, please join us on our Discord at discord.gg/Survios. Like we said, all our games are out. There's a ton of players looking for people to play with. And if you want all the news on our upcoming games, you can either sign up for our newsletter at our website or just follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Just search Survios, will pop up.
Yes, and awesome. And we will see you at TwitchCon. I know for those that don't know, we have some space at TwitchCon, and we will be sharing Creed.
Yeah.
So we will be showing there. So if you're there, definitely stop by our booth and check out Creed in person.
Yes, please.
Absolutely.
So, right. Cool.
Thank you so
much,
much.
guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye,
Take
guys.
care. Bye. Thank you for watching.